What is that? Are you opening a cake or is that a bag of chips?
What cake sounds like that?
American cake.
I don't know. Yeah. Do you guys have individually wrapped cupcakes over there?
Yeah, but
we
you
have-
usually get them
well-
in cafes.
I think we have muffins more than we have cupcake.
Oh man, I want to send you guys some tasty cakes.
I look forward
Because
to it being
I-
full of
I-
mold and
I-
customs and
I feel bad for anyone who can't get tasty cakes, especially in America.
that's why I
because
feel bad for Americans. American cake is awful.
Oh man.
Hey, Twinkies are great.
Well,
Twinkies are awesome, but they are also... I have one here from First MCM.
Oh god, that's like a year old.
well, Twinkies could survive the apocalypse.
Yeah, as we've all seen through Wally.
Yeah, and Family
Although
Well, I
Guy.
that
was
wasn't a
gonna say
Twinkie because that had what was
But
it?
wasn't the
Yeah,
whole
that only-
point of that one? Was it Zombieland? Wasn't the whole point of that film to find a Twinkie in the apocalypse? It was really hard.
Yep.
That's because everyone ate them. Because it was all that was left.
Shit, we've got no food. Let's eat Twinkies forever.
But no, yeah, tasty cakes are awesome. You
I
can't
think
even.
it's your icing that I don't like. Your fondant.
Well, most of the a lot of tasty cakes things don't. Well, there are some that have icing, but a lot of them are cool things like the peanut butter tandy cake, which
Wait,
is like a
Are you
vanilla.
talking about a brand.
Oh yeah, tasty cakes.
I
a
thought you
brand.
were just like, oh, I wish people had
No,
tasty
these
cakes.
cakes are tasty.
Yeah,
That's what I thought it meant.
tasty. Yeah, tasty cake is like Hostess. They make the Twinkies and the.
I
other
don't
shit.
trust this cake company for the sole reason that they spell cake
With a K.
with a K.
Yeah.
That's like spelling wings with a Y because it's not actually wings.
I was gonna say, they spell their name like a 12-year-old making an Xbox name. But
It's also what word? Tasticac.
but yeah, though they're delicious. I would never. I don't make enough money to send you guys anything, so I will never do that. But let's just pretend I did, and you just got a box of tasty cakes, and you're unboxing them. Yeah, they're
They
delicious.
Are tasty cakes.
Oh, these tasty cakes are tasty. Just like Permadeath Podcast episode 15. Welcome, everybody,
I never thought we'd get this far.
to the show. 15's a big number.
Almost.
It's not as big
old
as
enough
10.
to have sex
but-
in the UK.
Yep, almost.
Not quite. Not quite. Actually, where are we legal? I'm going to do that creepy thing of looking up the age of consent.
They're gonna get your history.
You carry on.
They're gonna go. This big bearded man is looking up the age of consent. We need to put him on the watch list. But yeah, no, we're just about weekly now. If we
Everyone forgot this Sunday.
yeah,
was our recording day.
I forget what I was doing Sunday. That I forgot. What was Sunday?
You had a random visitor
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah,
because we were going to play a game.
that's right.
And then you had a visitor, and we didn't play a game.
I had a visitor, and then I had to run errands to the mall with said visitor, and a
And I just
Walmart.
forgot.
Can I just
I
say?
woke up on Monday. and I was like, oh no. I forgot Permadeath. Everyone's going to be so mad.
Oh,
no,
come on.
no one cared.
I think that you/we mostly dodged the bullet because for some reason people thought that it was being done on Friday, but then no one
Yeah.
questioned why it wasn't out on Monday. So
People are just used to it not being there. When it's supposed
no
to be.
one listens to one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go into a Walmart parking lot on a Sunday. Now, Abby, you were in America once. Did you ever go to a Walmart?
Yes, once.
Did I
And
go to
funnily
Walmart?
enough, it was across the road from a Dollar Tree.
Oh, look at that. The best of both worlds in American retail. The
I
Walmart
went as well.
and the Dollar Tree.
Didn't see a Dollar Tree though.
Did you go to a Walmart?
Yeah.
Well,
Did
Don't-
you go to the gun bit?
wait. There's like they sell shotguns at Walmart.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And they let the small children hold them. And
Yeah,
we're like, holy
that's-
crap!
They sell shotguns.
Man.
It's funny at my Walmart, the shotguns are right next to the toy section, and I'm not making that up. Like you enter the door, you take a right, all the way down. There's the toys. You walk down a few more feet. There's the guns.
You know what else is weird? You have your razors and electric razors and things behind locked doors, but the guns are just on a shelf.
Yeah, you ain't gonna shave someone's neck open, man. Not with this it's totally safe electric razor blade that can't cut a human being if you tried, but you could shoot them.
That's weird to
that's
me.
just America.
Shoot the beard off.
That's just America. But no, yeah, the Walmart parking lot on a Sunday is a lot like Twisted Metal. There is a lot of people trying to get in and out of spots, but trying to get in and out of spots as if they were Sweet Tooth and they could just do whatever they want. I hold by that if these people had mounted machine guns, there'd be a lot of death. But since you can't get a mounted machine, well, yet in America you can't get a mounted machine gun from a store. But it's America, so give it some time. I predict that in 2026, Twisted Metal will be a reality. Death Race will be a reality, and it's all gonna be because of the Walmart.
And I think that's the point where I'll be like, I think I should visit other countries. And
Yeah, don't come here when it's Twisted Metal. But yeah, that's what I had to do on a Sunday. I hate it. I hate parking lots in general because people don't understand parking lots and the way you're supposed to drive in them. You can't just cut across the spots. Like, you can't do that. Now, I'll admit
Depends on how busy it is.
Yeah,
If it's,
yeah.
Like,
I'll admit I'm guilty of it. There's some dead shops here where I would just, okay, fuck this. It's 8 o'clock. No one's shopping. Let's just drive right through. But like, on a busy Sunday, these people are like cutting through spots as if they just like, oh, I found a shortcut. That's not a shortcut. You just fucked up. You're gonna kill someone. Yeah, it doesn't help that this Walmart parking lot has like 9 different entryways from different spots along the highway there. And it's a mess. I absolutely hate it. I'm going to get in a car accident there one day, and I'm going to tweet about it, and then my voice box is going to get hit by someone's Chevrolet, and I'm not going to be able to do Permadeath anymore. Just a heads up. It's very grim.
In case people were wondering, we're legal in a surprisingly large number of places. I thought that it was 13 to 14, and then there would be 16 plus, but there's a lot of 15.
So young. I think about that now, and I'm like, that's so young.
I think there's one on here that's 12.
I totally forgot you were looking up ages of consent.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
There are places that are 12. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I still think that 16 is probably too young, to be honest. So maybe when we don't mention this again, maybe we don't mention this again.
Age of consent on the Permadeath podcast.
I hope you will be pleased to know that 12 is the lowest. So
good.
GG Earth.
Wow.
GG.
It's funny. Like 16 does seem young to me because when I was in like eighth grade, I was 14, and in 8th grade, I remember being in. Now in 8th grade, we still had a thing called reading class. I would hope by 8th grade you'd know how to do that. But in 8th grade, I started reading class. So I was in my reading class, and I distinctly remember, and I'm going to name drop this guy because I don't think he listens to this. There was a man named Joel Curry, and this man looked at me and goes, "Bill, are you still a virgin?" And I looked at him, and I didn't say anything. But I'm thinking in my head, like, dude, what the fuck? I'm in 8th grade. I go home and I play RuneScape. What the hell do you think? What do you fucking think, Joel Curry? So, Joel Curry, if you're listening to this.
RuneScape, there's a good chance that you're not.
Yeah, well, RuneScape's a magnet for
the ladies.
Yeah, you got a dragon whip. You're ready to go. I mean, the way that sounded like BDSM. You got a dragon scimitar. You were ready to go. That's just fucked up. I didn't mean to do that. Shout out to 50 Shades of Grey. He has a dragon whip. Anyway, let's talk about video games on the Permadeath podcast.
You sure you don't want to talk about 50 Shades of Grey a bit more?
That movie made so much money. Can I just say that right now? That movie made so. I mean, I was
90 million. So in its opening weekend.
Well, worldwide, it made over $250 million.
That's fucking ridiculous. Because no, everyone hates that movie. I don't understand how.
Not everyone. Not everyone.
$250 million worth. Yeah, it's one of those things where
people.
Yeah, we don't associate ourselves with unsensible people, so we don't get to hear that. You know what I mean? I don't get to hear about how good that movie is because I don't. But it's obviously really good for them because $250 million.
It's actually 270 now.
Oh. Let her repeat. People went back for seconds. Yeah, that happened, and I mean, I expected it to do that. I expected it to make so much money because the books were a cultural phenomenon. It's just funny. It's just so funny to me. I mean, like, okay, I'm not saying we're like the pantheon of talent over here, but that lady, E.L. James, wrote a shitty fan fiction. That woman has enough money to buy me 50 Xbox Ones, and it wouldn't even faze her. She could be providing me with the ability to review video games for the Permadeath podcast, and it wouldn't even dent her wallet because she wrote that book.
You know what? I shouldn't have started YouTube. I should have just continued to write fan fiction about Beyblade, and then maybe one day I would have been rich.
Can you
As long as you
imagine?
changed everyone's names.
Can you imagine that? It's like a crazy, sleazy Beyblade fan fiction making the big screen. All of the middle-aged
That'd be
women
amazing. I
going
want
to
that.
see it. What's the Beyblade catchphrase? Like "rip it" or something like that. What was the?
Let it rip.
Let it rip.
Which is a really weird thing to say.
Oh, yeah. The trailer would be all sleazy. It would have like a cover of like "One is the loneliest, one is," and then it just says "Let it rip," and then it just shows a guy ripping a Beyblade on a lady's body, and like it's spitting towards her face, and it's in the shape of a heart. Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
I would.
For some reason, I thought that the woman was the Beyblade. That could work, actually.
Oh yeah, the lady turns out to be the Bit Beast in the Beyblade. Yeah, we got this. We in for some money.
50 Shades of Bey.
Copyright.
I am very happy that happened. But yeah, I'm not very happy that movie happened, but I'm very happy that it happened so we could talk about, well, yeah, whatever. I guess I don't know.
If you enjoy it, enjoy it. I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't put it in my face.
Yeah,
Because like everything, do what you want.
Exactly.
But don't involve
I
me.
find it weird though because I used to read quite a bit, and like my sisters and my sisters-in-law read and stuff. And my sister-in-law came up to me and went, "Oh, I've been reading this book called 50 Shades of Grey. You should give it a go. It's really good." And I'm like, "You just recommended me a sex book."
Yeah, it's weird because
it's right up your alley.
because like I know a lot of people on my Facebook feed, like girls I graduated high school with that I never shaved off my Facebook list, like post pictures like on release night, like of them sitting in the theater with their mother, like can't wait to see 50 Shades of Grey with my mom. Like you're that's like I went down to the porn theater and watched like busty cops at my dad. I like what the.
I mean, that's male bonding.
Yeah. that's but like I don't like if I found 50 Shades of Grey on my mother's bookshelf, I'd be like, oh
I mean, it could be, if it's in pristine condition, then it means that someone got it for her as a gift and she's not read it.
yeah.
If it's
Which
like
would be
well
ideal.
worn and mysteriously stained.
If there's a crease down the book, down the spine of the book, that's when you know.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if that's the kind of thing, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it sold a hell of a lot of Kindles.
Oh God, is there an audiobook for 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
there
read
is.
by Gilbert Gottfried, isn't it?
That is something I would get. I would get any audiobook. I would like to listen to the 50 Shades of Grey audiobook.
Have you never seen that video where he reads at least bits of it?
No, is it actually Gilbert Gottfried?
The actual audiobook is not Gilbert Gottfried, but I think College Humor got him to read bits of it
That's
as a fake
funny.
advert for...
That's great. That's great. I'd like to see that after this episode is done. Because
for personal reasons.
I want to see that.
Oh yeah, could you just link that to me, so I can open it up in incognito mode on my Google Chrome. But no, yeah, video games. Welcome to the Permadeath podcast, everybody. I do want to talk about one thing before we get into what we've been playing. One major, like, kind of a hot topic, and it was asked as a question.
Is it the order?
Yeah, it's about game length, and
I was gonna ask about this actually.
yeah, it's good. Everyone's talking about game length. It seems like all of these things that were never a problem before are becoming problems now, like resolution, frame rate, game length. Like all the shit that
DLC.
that existed since like the 90s is now becoming like, well, games can't be 7 hours long, when like tons of games on PS1 were. And old games were kind of short. I mean, games were harder back then too, I guess, added to
I
the
feel like
replay value.
old
But
games had way more replay value
Yeah.
than new games do.
and I always wonder, I mean, like, especially back then they had more replay value because a lot of times I had to make them have more replay value because I didn't have money. Like I was a
Yeah,
kid.
you'd get that one game for like Christmas.
Yeah.
And then you'd get maybe another game for your birthday, and that had to last you.
You had to make it
all
work.
year.
Do you think that is because now games are, on the whole, much more story involved, and so there's minimal replayability when you know how the story's going to go, but with like old school Mario Brothers, there's no story at all, so it's just for the fun of the game. You can't get bored of it.
I could say, because I very rarely replay story-based games, and it's not because I don't like them, because like the Uncharted games are some of my favorite games, but I never replay the Uncharted games because like the fun of those games for me is Sorry, I don't know if my microphone picks up those slight burps. I hope they don't.
You're okay.
Okay, good. I should have even called attention to it. But I never really played the Uncharted games because like the fun of those games for me is as much as I like playing them. Like the gameplay by no means sucks. It's not perfect, but is because I like seeing how the story progresses. And like once I reach the end of the story, it's like okay. I mean, you rewatch movies over and over again. You know, if you really like a movie, it's on TV, you turn it on. But games are you have to sit down and like okay, I'm ready. I got to get involved. I think that could be it.
Could be something like that because I rewatch anime, I reread books, I reread manga, but I don't very often replay games unless I'm really in the mood for it. Because it's got some super fun combat mechanic that I can't get anywhere else, like No More Heroes or what else is story based that I actually play? I can't replay an Assassin's Creed game to save my life. Tried, I can't do it.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed. Well, maybe not. I've never beaten an Assassin's Creed game. But speaking of games that are longer, I mean, a lot of people are complaining about the length of like. Now, no one knows for sure if these people are telling the truth about the people. There's reports for people who don't know. The reports of the Order 1886, the upcoming PlayStation 4 exclusive that is coming out on Friday. It's only 5 hours long. Now, there are also other reports from people saying it's 10 to 12 hours long, and there are also reports from a developer saying there's no way in hell you could beat this game in 5 hours. And there are also people saying that the guy who beat it in 5 hours played it on easy mode and rushed to each checkpoint and didn't do anything else. Now, there's no way to really know for sure until it comes out and people read reviews. Now, if the game is only 5 hours, then okay. I mean, that's kind of short. But at the same time, as always, people are like, well, I'm like, it sucks, it's only 5 hours. Well, you don't have to get it. And you don't have to get it on day one either. Somebody made a good point on Twitter saying that, you know, for people who are worried about its length, how about you just wait 2 days and see what everyone says? Because if it's really 5 hours, you're going to find out quickly because everyone's going to beat it the first night they get it.
You'll probably find out by the time you wake up from the people who play it at midnight. Yeah.
People have that. Even if the game is 10 hours long, people will have it beaten before the morning if they get it at midnight. People are crazy. Yeah. But so what's like your ideal game length for you guys?
Depends entirely on the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Portal is another decent. Well, Portal 2 was 7 or 8 hours long, and it was close to full retail price, but it was as long as it needed to be.
That was my game of the year.
It would have been nice if it was a little bit longer, but I mean, I felt like it was a decent enough length. It didn't outstay its welcome. Whereas JRPGs can last hundreds of hours for the same price, but yeah, I think it depends entirely on the game, the type of game.
If I'm going to speak like honestly about what kind of games keep my attention with the story and stuff, I think 12 hours is probably about my ideal length. If it's just a story-based game without the grind I could do without the grind from JRPGs. I'll put that out there. But somewhere in the region of like 12 to 15 hours before I'm like, okay, this is tedious now. This is a little bit tedious because Assassin's Creed 3 went on for like 22 hours or something before I finished it. It was a really long game. I did a lot of side quests and stuff, so that was probably something to do with it. But towards the end of it, it wasn't really keeping my attention as much as it was at first. Like I was getting less and less interested as the game went on. Yeah. But I think that's just personal preference, to be honest.
Yeah, 10 to 12 for a story-based game is like my sweet spot. I like 10 to 12. I beat Wolfenstein in about 9-ish, which, like, Wolfenstein didn't feel short to me. Like, I beat Wolfenstein. I was happy I beat Wolfenstein, mainly because even Wolfenstein, for me, started overstaying its welcome at, like, hour 8. And luckily, I was just about done. But some of those levels are getting really tedious. And I'm like, okay, I beat Wolfenstein. It got tedious towards the end, but it got tedious just about as I beat it, so like it didn't fuck up my opinion of the game too much. Like stuff like Far Cry 3. Like somebody said on YouTube that
Far Cry 3 far outstayed its welcome by about half.
That game, I loved Far Cry 3 for a little bit, and then like I have Far Cry 4 primarily because I got it from my dad for Christmas because he likes Far Cry games. And my dad, that I don't know how he does it. Like I'm a little tangent here. Like Far Cry 3 could fuck. I love Far Cry 3, but it could fuck off after its first half of the game. They totally fucked up that game. Plus it became really tedious, and that's an example of a game that's too fucking long. And it didn't have to be this way. Ubisoft. My dad, for some reason, like no matter how boring and I'll credit to him, he gets his money's worth, I guess. No matter how boring the activities in a game are, he will gut the fucking game and do everything in it. Like, he's still playing Dying Light. He beat Dying Light like 15 hours ago, and he's still playing that game. And he's doing. I'm like, I walk downstairs, my dad's playing it, and I go, Dad, he's still playing Dying Light. He goes, I'm doing all the side quests. Like, why? There's just fetch quests. You don't have to do that shit. Like, that shit's stupid. I mean, I guess he really enjoys playing it, but he did the same thing with Far Cry 4. He did the same thing with Far Cry 3. That's overstaying its welcome for me. I cannot play a game that long. I have so many other games I have to play that unless the game is a good 50 hours, it's a bad 50 hours because there's a chance in there that 20 of those hours were guilt hours that I played because I bought the game, and here's a checklist that I have to go through. Games can absolutely be too long.
I mean, if you particularly look at it in the line of, I'm going to apologize. I am pretty out of it.
That's okay.
Like, none of us review games, but we do play a lot of them. And if you think, well, this game's 50 hours, that's 2 solid days of your life to give up on that game that you might not necessarily want to do if it's not brilliant, and you could play 4 12-hour games in that time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because, like, people look at, like, hours for value, like $60. It better be, like, 25-plus hours. But at the same time, like, when I look at it, like, okay, I gave up on a game. Like, okay, let's say it's a $60 game. I spent $60 on this game. I spent 30 hours on it. I still didn't beat it, but I'm so sick of it that I'm done with it. I'm not playing it anymore. I didn't finish that game. That, to me, is a waste of $60. Now, people will say, oh, but you still got 30 hours out of it. Yeah, but I didn't beat it. And, like, now it's just going to sit there, and I don't like it because it took me to a spot where I got sick of it. That's not value for my money. That's just pissing me off. Like, I paid $60 to get angry.
Your JRPG shelf.
Yeah. JRPGs can do that. Some people can really persevere the grind of JRPGs, and I know one of my best friends in particular is, like, he's still playing Tales of Xillia 2, and I don't know why. He beat it.
I feel like JRPGs get away with it a little bit more. I don't know why.
Well,
I don't know why.
I feel like they get away with it a little bit more because, like, their story length sprawls over that time. Like, Xenoblade maybe is like a 70-hour game, but I'm sure its storyline spans over that 70 hours. Now, granted, you can still get sick of that game in 30 hours probably. I haven't played it, but JRPG, you can get sick of it probably pretty quickly. But, like, Far Cry, like, its main story mode is, you could probably beat Far Cry 3 in like 15 hours if you're just rushing the story missions. But the tediousness of that game comes from you can't really progress in that game unless you do the tedious side shit, like upgrading your fucking loot bag and your wallet and your how many guns you can carry. You have to take the outposts because that's your fast travel hubs. You have to get them because that's the way you fast travel around the island. Otherwise, it gets annoying because you're trying to travel on foot and you're getting attacked by tigers and Komodo fucking dragons.
And all of that would have been fine had they not gone, here's the end of the game. Not really. There's another island.
Yeah. That second
and you
island
had to do
sucked.
all that shit all over again, just with far less consequence. It was stupid.
I feel like if that game ended at the first island, I would have been okay with it. Like, wrap that game up there.
I would have been fine with it.
Wrap that game up there.
I would have been absolutely fine with it. Because there was no point afterwards. You could have put, if you really wanted to have that ending, you could have just put it on the end of, like, maybe do a quest in between.
Yeah.
Where the first island ended to lead up to that or whatever.
I mean, Far Cry 3's ending in general sucked.
It didn't need to be another 7 hours long.
I'm surprised that they didn't package that as DLC.
I'm kind of surprised as well.
Well,
actually,
if the second island was packed in as DLC, I would never have had to play it, so I wish they would have. Because I never would have bought that shit.
If I enjoy a game, I do like to have more things to do other than the story mode. So this is where my problem with the Order is, if this is true, because it doesn't have a multiplayer mode as far as I know.
Yeah.
And it might be this 5.5, 6 hour experience that you're still paying. It's 50 quid here. That's a lot of money. So are you translating it? Translating the price, Kim Ross?
Yes, I am. Slowly but surely. $77.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Game's real expensive here.
I haven't actually confirmed that is.
I look at that. I look at that and I think, okay, so if I had PS4 and I wanted that game, I could spend that 50 quid on it. Or I could wait until the next Steam sale and get Skyrim for 3 quid.
Yeah.
Because Skyrim is like an RPG that's really long. Like, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours playing Skyrim. but I've never gotten bored with it because there's different things to do. Like there's the main story, but then you've got all these like side quests that actually have meaning, whereas the Order just seems to be this linear. Do the story mission, you're done with the game.
Yeah,
and that's my problem.
Which is fine with me. I mean, because I like Uncharted, and to me, like this seems like what Sony's billing as like their next big. Like, here's our next big story-based franchise. Here's the next thing you could line up next to Uncharted and The Last of Us. Because Uncharted and The Last of Us are like 10 to 12 hours long. I beat Uncharted 1 in about 8 hours, which is pretty short, I guess. But I never, like, I mean, I guess maybe Uncharted 1 didn't feel short to me because I segued right into Uncharted 2. So it probably just felt like one big Uncharted marathon. So now 5 hours is a little too little for me for $60. I don't mind short games. If a game's 8 to 10 hours, that's fine. If the game's fun to replay again, you know, because I know the gunplay in the Order looks really really cool, and I know the game is visually nice. But at the same time, if it's only 5 hours, I don't know. $60 is too much.
I just feel like you could invest that money into just something else that's a bit more worth it. And I wouldn't have a problem with this if they did what Nintendo did with Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, where they made it a bit cheaper.
That's the other thing is, like, people talk about, like, value for money. Like, Nintendo was a good thing where, you know, the new Kirby game was also $40. Like, you know, those are games that come out that are cheaper. They're probably not as long as a $60 game, but they're cheaper. And, but then, like, okay, so if, like a shorter game is, like, 40, then, it's pricing becomes weird. I think all games should be $40. Because then, like, should the game be more money if it's super long? Like, should I pay like $100 for Dragon Age Inquisition, or I don't know. Pricing's weird, but I think.
I mean, you're better off having it slightly cheaper so that you get more people to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the thing with the Order is people are gonna buy it anyway. Certain games, like Nintendo was a good thing because like Toad Trackers probably wouldn't be a thing I would typically like look at and go, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy that. But for like $40, like yeah, I'll fucking pick it up. Like. Yeah, why not? Like, I'll buy that.
I think it could have done with I haven't finished that game yet, admittedly, but I think that it could have done with being about £5, £10 less.
So is
as it looks at the moment, I feel like it should be a little bit cheaper, but it may well throw another dozen or so levels at me that I'm not aware of. Yeah, it's £30 at the minute.
So on the Order, like. I'm taking the wait and see. I want to buy this game because I do like a good linear like story based romp that like floors you with its story. Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time, and like I'll use that I guess as an argument. Like if the game is 10 and 12 hours, I'm gonna buy it day 1 or day 2 or day 3, whatever the fuck day I have to wait for to find out it's 10 and 12 hours. If it's less than that, I'm gonna wait and see what people say about its replayability factor. If there are collectibles to find, if you know.
I think that I can't remember what numbers you said, but I think that the 10+ hour length comes from people saying if you're either collecting some of the collectibles or all of them, that is what most of that time is, but it is maybe 6 or 7 hours of just the story.
Well, I guess we shall see.
Yeah, I guess so.
How long it really is. Games that could be too long piss me off. Shadow of Mordor, you know, another one.
The thing is, I've got like tons of games that are less than 5 hours in like sat in my Steam library that I've never touched, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't really say like all the games are too short because I have so many short games that I've just never played. So.
Like I don't even think it's maybe even the length that's the problem. I think it just becomes the cost. Like
I think it's a cost thing rather than a.
Because 5 hours, you know, you can get
This
Transistor.
is why people were really angry about Ground Zeroes as well.
Yeah.
That was a demo.
Yeah.
They sold
it was
for
like
£30 here.
2 hours long.
If that.
It was very pretty though.
That's why like with like I can get Transistor for like $15, and that's
incorrect. You can get it for free now.
Yeah, if you
with PlayStation Plus.
Act now, and you can get it for free. So I can get Transistor, which is I haven't beat it yet, but reports are like it's 6 hours long, maybe a little bit shorter. So if the Order is 5 hours long, you know that's $60 of probably quality game. I mean the length, the game itself looks great. A lot of people are skeptical. I think it looks great. But at the
I
same
don't know. The
time,
aesthetic for that game doesn't do a lot for me, so I'm sort of not in its camp anyway. Before we even talk about the whole length thing.
I don't think I know anything about the game at all, other than the people are upset about how short it is.
I like alternate history, which this game kind of does, like 1800 Victorian London kind of thing, but with werewolves and monsters.
I swear every piece of fiction that's set in London is Victorian era London. No other era exists.
I mean, it was the most interesting. Industrial Revolution. It's gritty. It's brown. Games love brown.
I hate brown.
The Order is very brown.
I mean, before that, what did we have? We had the Black Death. No one wants to game set during the Black Death because you're gonna die.
Game's only an hour long. What the hell? I died of the Black Death.
Was Jack the Ripper in quotation
I think
marks?
he was Victorian.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough, because apparently Japan are obsessed with Jack the Ripper, so...
So it's America, really. America loves serial killers.
Oh, yes, we do. We really do. But yeah, I'm probably going to get it anyway. I'll probably talk about it on the show. So anybody who wants to know what I think of the game, well, you probably read my tweets, but I'll talk about it on the next one because I'll probably get it this weekend, despite what's being talked about.
I hope it's a good length for you. I hope it's not too short and not too long.
Well, if it's too short, I could talk about the whole game on the next podcast at least. I guess there's that. I could beat it in one sitting. But yeah. So yeah, game length. I am filler. I guess is what it comes down to. There's games I hit a sweet spot, and then there's games with too much fucking filler because I feel like the developers feel like they need to make their game hit a 60-hour mark, but they fill it with shit instead of good stuff. But yeah, game length. All right. So I guess we can talk about what we've been playing. I know you guys got some new.
It's an exciting week this week.
New hardware you guys got.
Exciting week, yeah. New console. So me and Kinross both got the me and Kinross both got the new Nintendo 3DS
XL Majora's Mask Special Edition thing.
So.
And we tried to convince Bill to buy a new
one. Yeah, we did.
And I didn't. I did not get it yet.
No,
I'm gonna hold off a little bit.
Are you still waiting to hear if you'll get the smaller size?
Waiting for that, and I'm also going to wait and see. I'm going to eventually get one by the summer at least, but I'm going to wait and see what they do. I mean, I highly doubt they're going to bring the other one over here because Nintendo gave their reason this week, and it's the fucking dumbest fucking reason. Oh, because it would cause too much confusion, and we need to market it better. We need a way to market this new 3DS.
Else.
Yeah, well, yeah. They're like, oh, people will be confused. Oh no, people are already confused because all you did was put the word "new" in front of it. Like no. People don't. I mean, like people are gonna be confused anyway unless you're in the loop. Like we all know what it is. Like the only people who bought this thing at launch are the people who know what it is and the people who have been following it. Like there's not some soccer mom going out and buying the new 3DS at midnight on February 13th because like, oh, I just got a hunch. It's new. No, people know what it is. So, okay, you don't want people to be confused. Don't make 90 million versions of it. Like, okay, you had the 3DS XL, but 2DS. What the fuck you do that for? Yeah.
I understand the 2DS at least. And now the one bit I don't understand is the shape. Why it's not a clamshell, I don't get.
Door wedge. We want to keep. It's good for kids, yeah, but then you could just throw it on the ground and the dog licks the screen. Like, what are you gonna? Don't. By the way, don't throw your 3DS on the ground. Don't lick the screen. Don't lick the screen either. If you're a dog and you're listening to this, don't lick the kids' screens. But yeah, so that reason kind of bugged me because, like, okay, every other country on the planet won't be confused by this. Except for North America.
Everyone's already confused. Everyone's confused when they were like, we are announcing our new hardware. New Nintendo 3DS. And I'm like, huh? Is that actually the finished name? Is that the finished name? Did you really just do that when the Wii U failed because you failed to name and market it properly? Are you fucking serious?
Maybe they thought that Wii U was clearly too similar. If they put new
Wii.
That would have made a difference.
I mean, okay, the new 3DS looks like awesome hardware. I've touched it. I've used it inside of a GameStop. It's awesome.
You demoed it.
I have demoed it, and it's awesome. I mean, like if you have the money and you want this thing, it's totally worth the upgrade. Like, is it necessary? I mean, I
think it is.
If you want to play Xenoblade Chronicles on your 3DS, yes, it's necessary. If you want to play anything else right now, no.
It's-
worth it.
I
Not
think if
necessary.
you want to play with 3D, yes, it is
See,
necessary.
see, but I've never had a problem with the 3D before. Well,
I
mainly
have
because
given myself
I don't
horrific neck pain.
I don't
because
move
of trying to play
around.
with 3D.
and I sit in a spot where like I played every single game on the 3DS with my 3D on, and there are maybe
Well, here's the
instances
thing.
where it's a black screen and it ghosts a little bit, but I just turn it down a little bit and it's fine. But
Here's the thing I've noticed with Majora's Mask, specifically, which we'll talk about in a minute, is how are you supposed to use the 3D on the old one and the gyroscope mechanics as well?
That is why I played Ocarina of Time completely in 2D.
Right, so it doesn't work, basically.
You have to basically lock your shoulders and move with it precisely locked in position,
Right.
or you stay perfectly still and move it with the stick, because if you move with the stick, it overrides the gyroscope controls and locks it for a little bit.
are the gyroscope controls required?
Yes and no. They are the default option. Like if you're aiming with your Deku Bubble or your bow, it will automatically be doing gyroscopic stuff. But as soon as you start moving the control stick, it does that instead.
I hate
I'll
gyroscope
say-
controls.
I actually don't mind them in this game for like a few things, like target shooting mini games. Gyroscope is perfect. Could not have done a better job with that. The target shooting mini games are great. But when it's like I've got to wave my 3DS around while I'm trying to, it gets a bit confusing. Especially when I accidentally tap the stick and I'm like, oh god, what am I doing? What have I done? I've ruined everything. It's a bit confusing sometimes. I will say that.
It's definitely less of an issue than it was when I played Ocarina of Time.
Hmm.
Because the
I never
3D
played the
doesn't
3D
fall
Ocarina of
apart.
Time.
I want to rebuy it so that I can
I
play
want
it.
to buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, if you want to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, you should buy a new 3DS. If you want to play with the 3D, you should buy a new 3DS.
If you want to play
If you
Smash
have the
Bros. With a
money and
stick,
you just want,
then
if you have the
no-
money and you just want to upgrade, I think the 3DS is well worth it because that's basically why I got mine, the new 3DS. Sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, Smash Bros. If you don't have it on the Wii U, which basically made the 3DS one a bit pointless. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much that.
I am gonna get one. I mean, I doubt they're gonna release the smaller one over here. I know they won't because, well,
you
That's
just
such a
import
weird
one
decision.
and buy all of your games from abroad.
it's import everything. Just support Nintendo of Europe instead of these idiots.
Oh, and it doesn't come with a charger. Can we talk about
Yeah,
how weird that is?
yeah, okay.
No, none. The 3DS
This-
XL did not come with one either.
This is
Aside from
just-
the original 3DS, none of them have come with a charger.
I just can't believe that.
Right.
I just can't. I don't
It's-
understand that.
It's
I
so
think the
weird.
reason might be that they think that there will be multiples of the device in a household,
But then
so you
that's
don't want like 6 chargers lying around. You only need the one.
so then this unit is what you buy if you want to upgrade, but not if you want a new. It makes no sense to me. Like if I
Most places
Yeah, you'll
will.
have to buy a separate charger or a bundle, I guess.
It does say on the box does not come with charger, and it's a fairly big note. I think.
It's a fairly small box as well, so you should be really aware, like, oh, the charger's
Yeah.
not in here.
Well, it shouldn't even be on the box. It should be in the box.
I understand their reasons for it. It's a bit stupid, but I understand that because otherwise I'd have 3 chargers now. I don't need
Yeah,
that.
see,
Yeah,
but then for the people who never had a 3DS, who are like, oh, this new one came out, I'm gonna get it. It doesn't. I mean, like, okay, they're made aware comes a charger, but then I have to get one. I know it's not expensive. You can probably get one cheap, but like, it's like, okay,
I think
well,
they're, what, £8.
I should.
I think it's just
Too
I think
bad.
it's just the inconvenience
I
more
shouldn't
than
have
anything.
to do that. I shouldn't. But
Yeah.
it's like I shouldn't have to upgrade my PS4 hard drive. When I buy a thing, everything I need should be in the box. Especially it says new on the box. It should come with everything. This is the brand new. This is the new thing. It should come with all the things I
It
need.
doesn't come with a charger. I just think it's a really weird choice. Like they were like,
Yeah.
we need to cut down costs somewhere.
I mean,
so let's not give people the device which they need it they need to charge
it
it.
should.
I mean,
I
the
would have been.
the
I
PS3
would
did
have
not
been.
come with a USB cable to charge the controller, and the controller
Mine
was
did.
flat.
Mine did.
The very first PS3 did not come. It either didn't come with the USB cable or it didn't come with HDMI. It might have been both.
I think
So
it was.
you
I
would
think
buy
it
it.
was. I think it was HDMI. I think it didn't come with. I think because I remember having to buy an HDMI cable.
PS3.
What was I saying?
Sorry.
I would
About the
have been
controller.
like really, really shit out of luck had I not had a 3DS charger, because I got my new 3DS last Wednesday, which was 2 days before release, which was super cool. So thanks for that, UK Nintendo Store. However, they, for some reason, with my specific package, did not ship the charger out with it, which I had already purchased. So I just had to wait a couple days until they sent me a charger. And if I hadn't had another charger, the whole battery would have just been system setup, and then it would have been dead. I wouldn't have gotten the chance to play Majora's Mask, which would have pissed me right the fuck off. I don't
Yeah.
I'd
understand.
also like to thank Club Nintendo for getting it to us 3 days early. That was great. Thanks.
That was really good. I felt really special. Like, everyone else had it as well.
But it doesn't
I
matter.
got to play Majora's Mask 2 days early, and it was great.
But yeah,
Anyway,
nice.
Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask, if we can talk about this really quick.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure we've talked about Majora's Mask a ton on Permadeath before. I love it. I really, really, really love the 3DS port. I think it's so good. Because you know how I mentioned that it was really hard. Like, one of the most difficult Zelda games that I had ever experienced and never finished. They have this... I feel like, I don't know if it's because my mind has changed since I was 9 years old, or because the game's just constructed a little bit better, but I feel like I actually know where to go now. And they also put in this feature of the Sheikah Stone.
The Sheikah Stone, yeah. That was in Ocarina of Time as well.
That's a neat feature, because if you ever get stuck and you want to get a hint of where you're supposed to go, but you don't want to be told this is what you have to do word for word, and you want to sort of figure it out a little bit yourself, you can go and talk to the Sheikah Stone, and it gives you just a little bit of a hint of what you're supposed to do, and hopefully it'll unstick you from where you are.
I
really neat.
spent an hour and a half. I'm actually further in that game than I ever expected to be. I've beat the Forest Temple. I spent an hour and a half not knowing where the hell I was supposed to go and what I was supposed to do after the Forest Temple. Because apparently I missed the one sentence that said that I'm going to the north, and I completely forgot that there was anything to the north, so I kept going to the ocean and to the canyon. I was like, there is nothing to do here. Do I have to do one of the dozens of side quests just to work out what the hell I'm doing?
The side quests work way better in this game as well. Like, the Bomber's Notebook is just perfect. Because you
I've
can
only
set an
completed
alarm now. You can set
Yes.
an alarm, so when certain events are happening, you can set an alarm so that Tattle will remind you that things are happening, and it's super cool. And I am currently 5 masks away from having all the masks. And
Those are story masks that you've still got to get.
1, I think, because I'm on the last dungeon.
Mhm.
So I've nearly finished the game, which I never thought I would say. And apparently someone who worked on the game played... I don't know what she did, but she played the game when she was young, and she was working on this one. And apparently she was super bitter and like salty about the fact that she never finished Majora's Mask because she thought it was too hard. Which I agree with, because, you know, I can say, oh, I like Majora's Mask, I like the aesthetic of Majora's Mask, but it's super hard and I never really got very far with it.
Mhm.
But now I can say, I'm actually experiencing the story and it's really good. I don't know, I think that they definitely succeeded in making it a tiny little bit easier for newcomers and making it a less salty experience for those people who never got very far with it.
I mean, I definitely feel less salty because I beat a dungeon. The one thing that I feel is a bit odd that they didn't change. So in Ocarina of Time, the remake, Ocarina of Time 3D, when you play the song, when you play a song, it then plays the song back, and then it does its effect or whatever. In Wind Waker HD, they got rid of that. They made it so that you played the song the first time during a game, and it'll repeat it once, and then any time that you play it after that, it doesn't repeat. They didn't do that for Majora's Mask, so you have to listen to the song every single time. And
You know
in
when
a
that gets
game
really
that
annoying?
involves when you're constantly going back in time, speeding up time, slowing down time, traveling around places, that gets real old real quick.
There is one song called I'm gonna double check. Sorry. Sorry. It's called The Elegy of Emptiness. It's a fucking
Oh, is that
long
the
song, and
statue one?
yeah, it's where it creates like a statue of whatever form you're in. And I'm in the Stone Tower Temple now, and I'm like, I'm so done with this because I have to play this song 4 times to even get to the fucking temple.
Mhm.
And then if you fall down, you have to do it all over again, which is another 8 plays of the song. It's a fucking nightmare. Like, oh.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that is my one thing. I don't know why they didn't do that, but I can't really comment because I've not gotten very far in the game.
It's great. I'm really enjoying it. I've got to be honest. I'm really, really, really enjoying it. And I think I like it more than Ocarina of Time. I haven't got Ocarina of Time either, but I think I like it more than Ocarina of Time.
I think you should probably
Apart
pick up the 3D one. Give it a
Yeah,
go.
I probably will. But I don't like the Great Bay Temple. Fuck Yorg. Yorg is the worst boss in any game ever. I had the least amount of fun trying to do that. Oh, you'll see.
Yeah, I've got
We'll
that to
see.
look forward to.
Fuck Yorg. Hashtag fuck Yorg.
Permadeath
I'm tweeting that
podcast.
out right now.
Revolutionizing,
Tweeting that out right now.
revolutionizing the hashtag. Every
Hashtag YOLO swag.
every week, by Metroid.
There we go. Fuck Yorg.
Thank you for making my phone go. I'm glad that I muted my phone just now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good call. Good call. So nice. So Majora's Mask, new 3DS.
I think
Yeah, I
they're
really
worth
haven't played on anything
I
else.
am
to
not
be honest.
regretting my decision of because I was going to cancel my 3DS pre-order because
I'm
that
glad you didn't.
design is freaking annoying. It's upside down, and when it's in the charging stand, it's still upside down. So
I love
Majora
my
looks at me
3DS.
upside down.
I will say that I actually upgraded from the standard size old 3DS to the new XL. Oh, such an upgrade. It's so good. It's so good. Like, the bottom screen is, like, as big as the 3DS was.
And you've got
great.
rounded edges now. No more of this angular crap. Whereas I
Yeah,
went
fuck
from the
that. I don't know
XL.
who decided that. I remember I
Idiot.
played your XL a little bit at Res, and I was like, oh god, this is way better than the 3DS. I hate the 3DS now.
I
wanted to upgrade
use-
it.
I think you played it for maybe 15 minutes and you thought,
No,
Sorry.
oh, go ahead. No, sorry.
I was going to say that Abby played it for maybe 15 minutes, if that, and she was like, I hate my 3DS now.
I still have the OG vanilla 3DS, and
Don't you find it uncomfortable if you're playing it for like long lengths of time, or is
Well,
that just me?
my hand fucks up no matter what handheld I'm using. Even the Vita. Well, the Vita's form factor isn't that great either.
The
but
Vita
That's
is
called
painful.
repetitive strain injury.
But it isn't. The 3DS is not comfortable. By any means. And I haven't. I'll talk about Monster Hunter in a few minutes. I've been playing Monster Hunter, but I do have the Circle Pad Pro as well, which helps because it's big, and it lets me feel like I'm holding a controller more than I am holding a 3DS. But it is not comfortable. Now, I have to be close to everything I'm playing. Like even my TV, I have to be close as fuck. So the screen size doesn't really bother me because my face is so close. It's probably not good for my eyeballs, but
Well, when you get glasses in a couple of years.
yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, I would like to upgrade though. I am gonna upgrade in the summer once I see what the dealio is and see what other kind of
I think they need more exclusives. To be
exclusives.
honest.
I mean, because right now, I mean, like the install base on the regular 3DS and the 3DS XL, the normal ones, is still probably higher than what is new. So, like, for them to release a myriad of exclusives, I don't know if they're gonna. Like,
I don't think they will, but like
No.
a few would be nice.
Yeah. Oh no. It would be awesome. I mean, like, good exclusive. I don't think Fire Emblem's not going to be one.
Can you imagine if it was?
Oh, man.
Everyone it'd be like the Majora's Mask expansion pack thing again, where here's the story. When you got home from buying Majora's Mask for your N64 and you put it in, it was like expansion pack required, and you couldn't play your fucking game, and it cost. I looked it up. It cost £65 to get an expansion pack, which was more than the game cost. So that was 100.
Yep.
160 quid.
I think.
What was it, in the 90s?
I think I think my expansion pack came with Perfect Dark.
Right.
I think I got lucky. I think it came bundled with Perfect Dark, which was nice because I didn't have to do shit, except buy Perfect Dark. But
It came out in 2000.
I think in 2000, yeah, it's 15 years old this year. Which I guess is
Seems
why they did
a
it.
lot. Yeah.
What was I even talking about before that?
Fire
expansion pack?
Emblem on the.
Yeah, it'd be like everyone would put in their new Fire Emblem on their old 3DS, and it'd be like new 3DS required.
Sorry, buddy. Even though it would say it on the box.
Yeah, but I always get asked whenever I buy a Wii U game. Whenever I buy one physically in person, I always get asked, "You do know this is for the Wii U and not the Wii, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Do I look like an old lady to you? Like what? Like,
it always happens whenever I'm like shopping for games in person. Someone always comes up to me because apparently I must look like the most lost person in a game shop. They're like, "Do you need any help? Are you all right?" And I'm like, I'm just looking. It's fine. It's fine." Every time.
Game store employees are like that, no matter who you are. I've noticed. I've
never been asked that before.
I bought. Well, maybe not like treated like I don't know anything, but just like really annoying. I got Monster Hunter. I bought it at GameStop the other day. Well, when did I get it? 3 days ago. It doesn't matter when I got it. Days irrelevant. I walk in there. Okay, I'm checking out with it. Now, GameStop, they pester you about everything. You want to pre-order this? You want to do this? Like, I know if I didn't say I wanted to begin with, you're probably not going to convince me to pre-order a game that I wasn't interested in 10 minutes ago. But so this clerk, must have stake in intelligent systems because he was really pushing Codename Steam on me. Like. And then he's pushing this game. I mean, I play the demo. I don't need to. First of all, I don't need to fucking pre-order Codename Steam. I was walking and buy it. There is no way I'm not gonna be able to buy Codename Steam. Like the only reason I pre-order.
I only ever pre-ordered one game in store before, and that was No More Heroes 2 because I genuinely thought they wouldn't get stock in for it. So I pre-ordered No More Heroes 2, and I went in like with my pre-order receipt, and I pre-ordered this game, and they went, "It's on the shelf over there if you just want to go and pick it up." And I was like, "Are you joking? Is this the pre-order experience? Because I don't like it."
Yeah, the only reason I pre-order games now is when I need to get it at midnight. The only time I do it.
I think I've pre-ordered 7 things in store, and that was because I either wanted it at midnight in the case of Pokemon, or I thought that there was a chance that they wouldn't have the stock, but in the time that I take to get in, or there was some pre-order bonus that I actually wanted.
I'm definitely gonna pre-order Xenoblade Chronicles, the new Xenoblade Chronicles, as well as the 3DS one, and Persona 5. I would recommend probably pre-ordering Persona 5 if you want to buy it, because it's probably going to be one of those things where it'll be in print for a bit, and then it'll go out of print real fast. So,
it would be nice. It would be nice if it wasn't like that. Hopefully, since Persona's catching on a little bit, I hope it isn't like that. I mean, it'll be on the PSN. I think.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is,
if you want a physical copy.
Yeah, well, I definitely would like one. I don't like buying games digital. I still don't like buying games digital because I can't do anything with it. I mean, like, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this guy was pushing Codename Steam on me like a lot, and like talking like I play the demo, and I play the demo. Yeah, I play the demo too. Yeah, okay, I play the demo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just want to leave. Okay, please leave now. Okay, please leave the store. So he's still trying to sell me Codename Steam. Oh, you like Codename Steam? You should play Valkyria Chronicles. Did you ever hear that? And he's like, no, I never heard of that. And I'm just like, all right, have a good night. And like, dude, fucking go play that, you fuckface. If you really like Codename Steam, you should play the better version of it.
I went in store to buy not Persona, Smash Bros for the 3DS.
Persona Bros.
And it took them a while to find my game, and I had to make awkward small talk with. Yeah. I hate that, because she was like, "Oh, who is your main in like the last couple of games?" And I'm like, "Oh, Sheik." And then I didn't know what else to say.
I'll fucking kick your ass. They tell you who their main was at least?
No.
What the fuck is that shit? Fuck. That's because
I tried so hard to recover that as well. I was like, I don't know if I'm happy or sad about the fact that Zelda and she get separate characters now. And inside, I was just breaking down from social anxiety.
Small talk with clerks is interesting because I've been a cashier before, not at a GameStop, but like same thing. You're encountering strangers. Like they need to know. Okay. Now maybe it's not the best thing to have bragging rights about, but I'm a fucking goddamn great cashier when it comes to knowing when the customer wants to talk to you. Because nobody wants to talk to the cashier in any fucking store. They don't want to do it. But you can read the body language of a human being. Like if you have eyeballs, you can see when a person is open to probably talking to you. Like when I go into a store, I don't look happy. When I go into a GameStop, I'm not in there. I have a hat on. My hair isn't even combed. I just want to get the fuck out of there. I don't want to talk to you, GameStop clerk, who wants to try to persuade me to pre-order a game I don't want to buy off the bat. So I like meme when I go into a store because it's the way. But it doesn't work, obviously, because people will talk to me. But, like, you have to know when to talk to them. Like, I traded in Rune Factory 4. I hate that game. I didn't like that game at all. So I traded it in towards something else. Because they still gave, like, $30 for it for some reason. I have no idea why. So I go to trade that in, and the girl's like, oh, Rune Factory 4. It's a great game. It's like, well, obviously it's not because I'm trading it in. Like, I'm not gonna talk to you about Rune Factory 4 because I'm trading it in. I don't like it. Don't talk to me about a game I don't like. I traded in, I forget what else I traded in. And, like, they talk to me about the games I'm giving them back. I'm done with this. I don't want to talk about this. And then I bought my Vita, and the same clerk. I hate when I go into GameStop, and the same asshole is in there every fucking time. I'm not gonna name drop him because this is a video game podcast. There's a chance this guy listens to this. 1 in a million.
Next time you go into your local GameStop, you're just gonna see him glaring at you.
I get the worst shit service ever.
I fucking know.
Get the fuck out.
Has 5 employees and they all recognize me, despite as the guy who wanders in, looks at the Nintendo section, maybe looks at the PS4 section and then leaves, and then occasionally will actually buy something and then embarrasses them in front of other customers by pointing out things that they don't know about the games industry and the state of games and things. Like when a customer comes in and says, should I choose between Assassin's Creed Unity or Destiny? And they're trying to clearly sell Unity to this guy, and I point out that Unity is a buggy piece of crap, and Destiny is not buggy but flawed. So they're probably better off waiting to get either of them, and then the guy leaves without buying anything.
Boom. They probably hate you. They probably hate you, Kimros. They probably hate your guts.
I cost them a set. No, I look at it as if that guy had said you should get Unity, which he was, and the customer bought Unity and found that it was as buggy as it was, he's going to be pissed off at the company. Whereas I've convinced them not to buy the game and to wait, at which point that customer may well still come back.
True.
There you go.
I have confirmed them potential future sales rather than a single sale.
You should get a job there.
I tried.
Oh. You know what's funny is like a lot of the annoying things that like GameStop clerks do, like pushing pre-orders and shit. Like, what the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Is somebody wrestling? I shook my mic. That's why I hope it didn't pull through. Someone's like slamming bodies down in my house, like wrestling.
I thought you were talking about me because I moved.
I was like,
no, that was fucked up. I don't know what the hell that was.
I was like playing with a makeup brush, and I'm like, oh god, what?
Oh no.
What
the fuck noise is this making?
I guess like they have to do that, like or like they have to secure a certain amount of pre-orders or this or that. But at the same time, I mean, like I'm in there all the time. They know I'm not gonna do that shit. But like I bought my Vita and this guy, I'm buying the Vita and he goes, that'll be $400. It's like, okay, yeah, no, nice, funny. Like, yeah, the wrong price joke. Like, yeah, nice, like really, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, ha 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 ha. Is there a PS4? Is there a PS4 in that box? And he's like, oh yeah, it's the microchip version of the PS4. Like, dude, just end the conversation at my joke and just end it. Don't try to say there's a mini PS4 in there because people are standing around and probably listening to you going, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's a GameStop employee. He has the shit. He has the business. And someone's going to come up to him and ask, well, there's really a microchip PS4 in that box. And then, you know, he's going to have to go, oh, I was joking with that guy because I always joke because I'm not funny. Well, oh, and then the best part is when they really try to peddle their GameStop credit card, as if anybody in there needs credit card debt. This same guy, like, credit cards can be a helpful thing. I've used them to pay off some of my student stuff, like, like, as long as, like, it's not like unlimited money. But this guy, like, they really push this thing on, like, people, like people younger than me who may not know. I mean, it's obvious what a credit card is and what it does, but, like, who may not know exactly what's going on, like, with interest rates and all this stuff. And, like, there's a guy standing next to me buying, I forget what the fuck he was buying. He was buying, like, World of Tanks, which is free. I don't know why he's buying World of Tanks, but he's buying, like, World of Tanks. And, like, this clerk is explaining to him, like, oh, you can get a GameStop credit card. Maybe you want to get that Xbox One you've been looking at. Maybe you can get it. You can sign up. You get it immediately. I mean, like, it's like, okay, you're giving him all the positives of a credit card, but you're not explaining to him that if he doesn't pay that off every month, he's gonna get mega interest and he's gonna be fucked. So yeah, GameStop can kiss my ass. I still go there all the time though, because I really have no choice. I really have no.
See, I'm kind of lucky that I don't have that very often, because my local game store is like a £5 bus ride away, so it's cheaper for me to order online in many ways. But
I like ordering online. When I
you literally said the other day when you refused to order the new 3DS online, you were like, I like buying things in store.
Well, I like buying things in the store.
You could have had a new 3DS by
more.
now. Like, I want to pick it up and
play. I could have had one. I'm kind of glad I didn't.
You could have paid an extra $5 and had it delivered to you by Amazon the very next day.
I'm glad that I held off on doing that though, because I kind of cooled off on, like, my impulse to buy one immediately, because, like, at the moment I don't need it. Like especially in this really busy, like, release months coming up, that especially since I'm unemployed at the moment, that, like, I'm a fierce impulse shopper, like, fierce. Like, as soon as I have that, like, oh, there's that money there, oh, there's that thing, let's buy it. Like, I just do it. Like, there's no. So I'm actually really proud of myself. I didn't get it right away, despite me really wanting it. So I'm really happy I did that. So I didn't dodge a bullet, but I didn't give in to my lust for new technology.
I feel like mine was. I feel like my purchase was a bit more justified because I haven't bought an Xbox One or a PS4. So this is my new console for the generation.
I think it's still totally justified too. Like, even if the money's there and you want to upgrade, like, it's totally worth it. Like,
the money wasn't really there, to be honest. I'm really poor now.
I still think that, at least from an old 3DS to this one, it is definitely worth it.
Oh, it's probably worth it. I just don't need it right this second.
Yeah.
But
you say that, you'll get it one day and you'll be like, oh man, I wish I got this sooner.
Well, yeah, but I'll have all these other games I bought this upcoming months too. So I have a very odd strategy when it comes to buying my games, and I end up having at the end of, like, the day, I end up having every single game and thing that I wanted at a certain point. Like, right now, like, I'm pretty damn set. Like, I have everything I need to play what's coming out besides Xenoblade, like, coming out in 3 days. I have everything I need to play.
But you have that on the Wii anyway.
Everything
so...
coming out, yeah. That's one of the things that maybe if I didn't have that, if I didn't secure that copy, it would probably be a little bit more enticing. Which is odd because, like they picked that to be the exclusive because it was so hard to find in America. And I assume that's probably why they picked it, so people can finally play that game. Otherwise, yeah. I don't know why they didn't pick a more...
well, they just need to print more than 4 fucking copies of the game. That's all, that's all they need to do.
I mean, they didn't want to bring it over here to begin with. But
yeah, I only heard about that today. I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, they had, like, campaign for it and everything. Like, what the fuck? Let's bring it over. What the fuck's your problem? Like, it's already dubbed by the Europeans. Just bring it over.
The Europeans didn't really get it either.
Yeah.
This is the Monado's power. Is that why Shulk sounds really British?
Yeah, they did. The dub's European.
Ah.
Everyone has accents.
I understand now.
It's not Hugh Laurie at all.
Dr. House is...
Stephen Fry would have been another great option.
I would actually prefer Jason Statham as my main character. Oi, it's moi. Oi, it's moi. Does that sound like Jason Statham?
I don't know what Jason Statham sounds like.
I hope it sounds like Jason Statham.
So sure, someone will tell you.
But no, yeah, I do like to buy online too. That's where that was. When I'm gaming Amazon, what happens is I never pay for Amazon Prime. Now I might Amazon, if you're listening to this, stop listening right now. There's a way. I've had free Prime forever. In a way that maybe requires, I could probably
Credit card fraud?
no, and it's funny because like I don't know if they ever catch on. Like I just keep making new accounts, and you get a 30-day free trial every time I make a new account. I just keep making new accounts.
I tried to do that. They seem to have linked it to my. I can't use the same card.
Yeah, see,
for a free trial twice, so I'd have to get a new bank account.
See,
in order to get a free trial.
The way that my free trials work is I just set it up, and they don't require me to put any information in and set it up. So I just set it up, and then
between Europe and America, you can game the system. We can't.
I assume like they're gonna have, but I've been doing this for years though. So I mean, like this, like I have all my Gmail accounts are only there because I've gamed Amazon. Like I don't have all these Gmail accounts because I'm a really busy businessman. I have these accounts because I have this Amazon account, I have this Amazon account, I have this Amazon account. I have used my free trial up on this one. Let's move to this one. And I thought they would catch on. I only tried it once. Like I did it once because maybe I'll do it again. But maybe they'll catch on because it's the same address and the same credit card. But they have
Actually,
not.
It might be the address that's the problem, not the credit card. Now that I think about it, because my mum had a problem trying to get a free trial because I had already had one.
I guess Amazon UK is different, which I guess sucks if you want to be a criminal.
Sucks for us.
At the very least, in the last 3 weeks, I've already probably ordered enough to justify the £80 a year.
Oh, it's Amazon Prime is a worthy investment. Yeah. I'm just
my courier now knows me by name, and he says, "Something for you again, Jonathan. You're very busy. I'll see you tomorrow." And I'm like, "Shut up, Colin."
Yeah, he sounds like
it tells me his name. I'm like, "Hi, Colin." He's like, "Hello, Jonathan. Long time no see.
He sounds
I didn't see you yesterday."
He sounds like a character on like a Playhouse kids show, like where they come in and like, "Oh, hello," and like it's like a little bear character, like a little kid bear. "Hello, hello, Lexi. You're being a very good boy today. I've got a package. I've got a package for you." And they get
Cockney Santa. Dick Van Dyke Cockney, of course, but not the same.
Not enough rhyming slang. 1 out of 10.
But yeah, so I've been gaming Amazon. Now, I feel bad because Amazon's customer service kind of kicks ass. I one time forgot to cancel my free trial and they billed me $110. And I'm like, "Oh fuck. I can't have that charge right now. Like I can't. Like holidays are coming out, I gotta buy Christmas presents, I can't. That's enough." So they have a thing where once they bill you, if you don't order anything after that billing, if you cancel it, they immediately refund your money. Because I guess they have a lot of people who forget to cancel free trials, and they're probably sick of getting phone calls going, "Can you please cancel my shit? Because I forgot." So they set up that automatic system where if you didn't buy anything with that paid for Prime, if you cancel it, they immediately refund your $110, like in a day. I'm like, holy shit! Like that's awesome. That saved my ass. So I still game them. So but yeah. So
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I've been playing Monster Hunter on the regular 3DS. For anybody, I guess I can say from first-hand experience, because I know I saw some people in comments on like NeoGAF and Reddit and YouTube and all that stuff. People worried about buying like this particular game on their old hardware, like because like obviously when you market the new one, you're gonna say like, "Oh, it's a better experience on here." That's marketing. You have to, because you want people to buy it so they can play this new game. But I can tell you right now, I mean, I play the demo. I mean, you could just download the demo and see for yourself. But I played the demo a lot, and now I have the full game, and it runs fine on the new 3DS. I know people, not my new 3DS, the old 3DS. I know people were saying like the frame rate might have some issues. I haven't experienced anything yet.
I have had some frame rate issues with Majora's Mask actually.
On the new one?
Not many, but so yeah.
Oh wow.
Usually when things are exploding, or when you get to Snowhead, if you hit like the big snowballs with your sword, it really lags my game out for some reason.
Well, look at that. Not everything is perfect.
It might just be an inefficient port, to be fair.
Yeah. It's probably like that on both.
I'm playing on it now while you talk about.
Yeah. I played the demo again after getting a hold of the new 3DS. I still don't know how to win that game.
It is.
I had to go after a Yaga or something,
Yeah, it's a
and
Jaggy or whatever.
it tells me I'm on its back. It's like attack it, and then when you fall off, or when you're about to fall off, do this, and then I instantly fall off, and it doesn't tell you how to get back on. The only thing that I can guess is I need to run up a ledge and then jump on it, but it's vanished. I can't find the bloody thing anymore. It's gone, and the mission is incompletable.
It's an interesting game, in that it's really hard, and overwhelming, kind of because like Monster Hunter is like nestled into its own mechanics, and it's never really like strayed from them, from what I understand. And from what I've played of the first maybe 10 or so hours of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, the actual game itself has a really nice tutorial system where they ease you into every system in the game pretty well, and pretty quickly. I played the demo a lot without knowing anything, and I beat all the monsters except for the Gormagala, which is fucking impossible on the demo. Maybe I just suck, but that was fucking impossible. But the game is perfectly playable on the old stuff. If anyone was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get it yet because I feel like I had the old shitty one," you can easily play it. I'm playing it. One of the more big Monster Hunter streamers on Twitch plays it on his old 3DS because that's what he has a capture card for, and it's fine. So I mean, if you have any inhibitions about buying it for your older hardware, just go ahead and do it. I know you want to if you like Monster Hunter. But from someone who's never played Monster Hunter before, I'm really enjoying it. I've always been like attracted to the idea of it. It's like I like loot-driven games, and I like gradually increasing my stats by getting newer shit, like that carrot on a stick effect. And Monster Hunter, I like boss fights in games. Like I like when a game appreciates me enough to put in a good challenging boss fight, and not just the shitty one at the end of Shadow of Mordor. Because I'll never fucking forgive that game for that. That was the worst fucking boss fight. It was a quick time event, and it was only one button. That is, I will not spoil that game too much, but I won't tell you who you're fighting. But the last boss fight was you and your character and this last boss yelling shit back and forth. "You never kill me!" And then you go to hit the X button and he's dead. And so, well, I did it. Well, all right. I mean, I'm selling this game. No. Monster Hunter is hard as fuck. What I really appreciate about Monster Hunter though, and what it does, because the game is overwhelming because it has a lot of quests to do, even right out the gate. Like you get to the first main town, because there's like 3 of them, I think. You get to the first main town, and you're told, you're a hunter now, you do this and that, and you have all these NPCs to talk to. You have NPCs who are going to upgrade your armor, NPCs who are going to make you new armor, and there's all this shit and all this.
Is this the Shadow of Mordor?
Oh no, this is Monster Hunter.
Okay.
And what's nice about this is like what we were talking about before with game length and it being bloated, and with certain games like Far Cry 3 having a tremendous amount of filler, and certain games having you accept like 9 quests at once, and then you just go out to the zone and you have all the quests marked on. It's MMO culture. You have all the quests marked on your map, and you just go right down the list and complete this one, complete that one, complete this one, complete that one, go back and hand it in. What I like about Monster Hunter is it has so many quests, but the way it is you only accept one at a time. Like you can't go down a list and accept them all at once and then go out and do them all and be overwhelmed by it. You accept one quest. Okay, that's the quest I want to do. I'm gonna go out and do it. And that's the one thing I'm focusing on for the duration of this quest length is this one objective. I get to go back, get my rewards, and get cool shit. I pick the next one, because stuff like MMOs and even like Dragon Age Inquisition, I didn't play much of that because I got bored of it really fast. I don't know why. I don't know why. But
How dare you? That was game of the year last year.
Yeah, I should probably go back into that, but Dragon Age Inquisition, I played it, and I cannot get into that game, and I'm really sad about it too because I love BioWare. But yeah, so Monster Hunter does it that way, which is really nice. Now, the game is overwhelming with its mechanics, and I can't speak too much about it because I don't know too much about it to really say like, yeah, this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. Right now, I'm just taking on the quests, killing big monsters, getting their bones and their scales, and making new armor, and kind of easing my way into the world of Monster Hunter for the first time in my life. And playing this on the 3DS and no, obviously I haven't played it on the XL, so the bigger screen effect isn't there for me. But like playing this on the 3DS really makes me want to buy Monster Hunter 3 for the Wii U, because playing this on a fucking TV would be fucking awesome.
Why is that game not on the Wii U, Monster Hunter 4? I don't get it.
I think that they are trying to shift new 3DS units.
That
may well come out at some point.
That, and I feel like the big draw for the Wii U version of Monster Hunter 3, because both the games, the 3DS version of Monster Hunter 3 and the Wii U version were the same game. The only difference was the online function. But now Monster Hunter 4 has online on the 3DS, and the install base on the 3DS is so huge compared to the Wii U, they probably won't bring it over. That's the only thing I could think of, is like they're going to get guaranteed sales on both Monster Hunter 4, because the 3DS, everyone has a 3DS, no matter what version it is, everyone has one, and it's playable on all versions. And now there's new hardware out for the 3DS. People will definitely buy one to play Monster Hunter. Even if they don't need to, they will buy one. And I feel like... But I think people would buy a Wii U to play it. So, like, if people are buying the new 3DS just to play Monster Hunter, if you release Monster Hunter just in the Wii U, people would buy a Wii U just to play Monster Hunter. So, like...
That's the biggest criticism I've heard of that game, is it's not on the right console. And I'm like, that's a really bizarre thing to have a criticism about.
Do you think it's like a Smash Bros. Thing where they're wanting to shift it on the 3DS and they know that if they were to announce that it's coming on the Wii U as well, no one would buy it on the 3DS?
Could be. I mean, Monster Hunter has always been a handheld series, like even on the PSP days and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's always been big in Japan on the handhelds, because Japan,
loves its handhelds.
Yeah, they love handhelds, and they have a much bigger community around like playing locally, because the Monster Hunter games in the PSP were all local multiplayer only, and like people would hang out and play Monster Hunter. Like, you didn't get that shit here. No one did that shit in America. No one hung out on Thanksgiving and brought their PSPs and played Monster Hunter. I can't speak for all families, I guess. Maybe there's a big Monster Hunter loving family out there who played Monster Hunter around the table with grandma.
If it's not your family, it's no one's family.
But yeah. Go ahead.
My biggest problem with Monster Hunter 3, and I don't know if it's the same with 4, is I despised the map, both in how it looked and how you tried to work your way around it, and how short a time you'd spend in each section of the map before you'd run through to the next. Like, a map bit could take maybe 30 seconds to get through, and then you're in a loading screen for the next bit of map.
I didn't play 3. But I assume it's the same. It's like the map is in numbered zones, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, whatever. And you do run through them pretty quick. There are certain zones where you're in them. I mean, now this maybe is where the extra processing power maybe comes from with the new 3DS. The loading time's a little short. Even on the old one, the load times between zones is like a second, not even. But yeah, you do kind of run through them pretty quick. Some of them aren't very big. Like, some of them are this little, like, areas of a cave, and you run through them as loading screen. Now it's especially frustrating now again, like, I'm new to Monster Hunter, so the problems I have with this game are either problems people have had for years because they just don't change them, or just problems because I suck and I can't adapt to the Monster Hunter Master Race, because a certain series, if a game has a flaw, it's not a flaw if you're a true fan.
You're just incompetent.
Yeah. One of the problems I have with Monster Hunter, no, this game isn't perfect. I'm loving it. I'm really glad I bought it. Is that, like, when the monster runs away, like, okay, you have to chase the monster. Like you fight it for a while in one area. It's like, yo, fuck that, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And it runs away. So you gotta chase it to the next area. Now, of course, if you, like, take a long time to kill this monster, you're gonna be jumping back and forth between areas. Now, it's not the biggest problem in the world, but it gets fucking annoying. Like, now this could be, I'm not killing it fast enough because I suck problem, but, like, going back to area 1, back to area 2, okay, the monster is running away again because it's fucking had enough of me. Running back to area 3, okay, I gotta run back and forth. It's, yeah, that can be a big old problem. But other than that, I don't really have too many issues with it. I'm really liking the crafting my gear stuff, and fighting monsters is cool. The combat is slow.
Yes.
Yeah, like, attack animations need to finish. Like, you can't, like, attack cancel. Like, you can't go to attack a thing and then, like, dodge to cancel it. If you're using your big great sword and you're swinging that fucking sword, ooh, you need to wait for the animation to finish doing its big Goron noise. But yeah, it's good. That's all I can really say about it. It's good. I've been playing Evolve as well.
Oh, have you?
So 2 monster games in a row. Bill's on a monster roll.
Which is the better one?
Monster Mash.
I know people have been describing Evolve as the next Brink, so
Well, this is, I know that Brink didn't deliver on what it said it was going to do. I can only speak for what Evolve said it was going to do and what it actually did, in the sense that it actually accomplished, in my opinion, what it said it was going to do. Now, the thing with Evolve is, if this game fails, the only the only people who are to blame really are the people who bought it, because this game had like fucking 30 alphas and like 6 betas, and it was at so many events, and so many people got a chance to play it before it came out. I didn't. I bought it. My friends got it, and it's a good co-op game. And the other issue with this game is people are complaining about the DLC practices with this game, and the fact that there's $180 worth of DLC out right at the gate, when really it's just skin packs. There is no actual content in that price tag. Like, you want to play as the Goliath monster, but you want him to be purple? Well, all right, you can if you pay $1.
The actual, like, physical, well, not physical, but the meaningful DLC stuff, though, is definitely overpriced, though, when you compare it to the base game.
Well, what is that, though? Because the new maps and modes are all going to be free.
The maps and modes are free.
They're all going to be free.
So the game comes with what? 12 hunters and 5 monsters? Is it? Or is it 4?
I think so. I'm not totally sure. I haven't locked
one of those. And that's $60 or whatever your regional equivalent is. I'm too tired to type. Then for essentially $50 more, because it's 2 season passes, one for hunters and one for monsters. You get 4 more hunters and 2 or 3 more monsters. That does not equal outright. Sorry. That is not decent value compared to what you paid for the game, considering you're basically paying the game again for less stuff.
Are those new monsters, or are they the ones? Because I know you could pay to unlock the current ones sooner, which is it's a weird.
It's new monsters
kind of thing
that have not been finished yet. Type stuff, like additional characters for Hyrule Warriors, for example.
That's a little odd.
I think each monster equates to being $15 each in the DLC.
Okay.
So that's a quarter of the game for a monster.
Now the thing with that is, like, okay, that's maybe meaningful content, but what I like what they're doing, and okay, that's a little overpriced. It's a little bit fucked up, and I would hope they would adjust it when it comes out if enough people make noise. But like, having the maps and modes totally free to everybody is nice, because it doesn't split the player base up like at all.
True. I mean, if you are playing against someone who does have the DLC monsters or hunters, it doesn't make a shred of difference to you. You can still play it even if you don't. Unlike things like Halo, where if you don't have a map pack, you can't play in the.
And then it gets to a point where nobody plays the DLC maps anymore. Everyone's playing on the old ones because more people have the old ones than the new ones.
Yeah,
I would hope they would.
Good. The general practice seems to be sound. The price is definitely questionable. And I hope that they change it, because otherwise that's going to die off pretty quick.
It would be nice if they adjusted it. Now, if you can buy the monsters, it's $15 a month. That's kind of nuts.
No, $15 per monster. Yeah, I think you said per month. It's like, no, it's not a subscription base.
But what I can say for the game so far is that if you're at all interested in the concept of now playing as a monster or playing against a monster, the concept itself, going into it, I'm like,
a Wii U game on a PC, on other consoles and PC.
What do you mean by
of like the asynchronous gameplay type thing? I don't know whether you've played much of Nintendo Land, but like the Mario Chase and the Luigi's Mansion type thing, it's that.
Yeah.
But on core platforms.
I was a little skeptical at first, because like watching it, I'm like, I don't want to play as a fucking monster. But like, I played as a monster last night, and that one of the most like exhilarating things, because when you play as a monster, you're playing a stealth game basically. The way it works is you play as a monster, and the goal of the game is to either kill all the humans or get to Evolution 3 and destroy their power reactor or whatever, and they have to try to stop you from doing that. So the way it works is you're in the background stealth while they're looking for you. They're hunting you, and you need to hunt and eat like wildlife to level up and evolve. Because the way it is at the beginning is, if you're at your first monster phase, so to speak, you're weak. They can kill you if they find you pretty easily. If they employ good team tactics, like trapping you and all this other shit that's in the game. So what you want to do is you want to sneak around the environment and eat and level up and evolve and become a powerhouse to fuck their shit up. So you're stealthing around the level, and there's certain things that could trigger and notify them where you are. Like you can like scare birds, and like they see that and like, oh shit, there he is over there. Or like, if you don't sneak, you leave footprints. And one of the hunter characters has a dog thing that could seek out those footprints and track you. So you have to sneak around this whole time, leveling up and hiding from them and eating and evolving and then eventually attacking them. And it's really fucking cool. And I wasn't expecting to like playing as a monster because like I just don't like playing as weird shit. Like I don't want to play as a big scaly piece of shit. Like I don't want to play as that fucking stuff. But it's surprisingly really cool. And you have abilities you level up and it's really fun. And it's a cool game. I mean, I maybe wouldn't buy it for $60. I mean, yeah. I drunk bought it. Now this is the problem with the PlayStation app on the phone, is you could buy a game and then remotely download it to your PlayStation 4 as long as it's in rest mode.
I did not know that there was a PlayStation app.
Oh yeah, we'll get it because then you get wasted and you buy games. I was at the bar.
I'm responsible and don't drink.
I was at the bar and my friend has it. And I was probably gonna pick it up anyway because to play with him whenever. And I opened the PlayStation app on my phone and so happens my PlayStation's in rest mode. I am really drunk. I'm gonna buy it. 2 clicks, game is purchased. It's downloading at my house without me even being there. That's dangerous.
The future.
So PlayStation, you owe me money for my beers too, because that's what paid for your game, and I don't appreciate you taking advantage of me. But it's cool. Playing as a hunter is cool too. Each hunter has their own like little abilities and all that stuff to level up and get, and it's a neat game. It's really neat. It actually works. Like
I might pick it up if it's in a discount. I don't think
I would
pick it up.
I would get it on sale.
Either on sale or like a Game of the Year edition with all the gubbins.
Like I don't regret buying it full price. Like I'm having fun with it, and like if I have enough fun with it in the first month, you know what I mean, to justify it. You know what I mean? Like I've played a lot of multiplayer matches. I had a lot of fun with it. I unlocked everything. Whatever, new games are coming out. I mean, I don't regret purchasing, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend it to other people if you're like you're not totally sold on it. Wait.
I mean, the game may well be dead in a month.
Exactly. That's why, like, you know, like I'm playing it now, and I mean, if it is dead in a month, that sucks. For anyone looking to buy it down the line. Thankfully, I'm enjoying it, so I bought it early. I got to play it when people still played it. But yeah, it probably wasn't worth full price though. But it is really fun. The idea, if you're at all interested in the idea, it does work. I can say that. Like playing as a monster is fun. Playing as a hunter is fun. I mean, Turtle Rock, despite their DLC practices aside, they know how to make a good co-op multiplayer game.
So it's decently balanced. You don't feel like you're getting destroyed
at
if you're a hunter,
at
but
least
you also don't feel like 4 people against you is unfair as a monster.
At least what I've played, like people say the one monster, the Wraith, is overpowered. I haven't fought against the Wraith yet, but then there are also people who say online that the Wraith isn't overpowered and you just suck. So I don't know. But so far I won 3 games as the Hunters, which, you know, I never felt like I was getting fucked up. Like there's ways to fight the monster, and there's ways the monster could exploit your weaknesses, all this and that. And then I played as a monster. I won 1 game as a monster and lost 2. But that's just because my first 2 games as the monster, I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't being sneaky enough, and I wasn't using my abilities right, and all that stuff. But,
God, Bill, you suck.
It is, yeah. See, I gotta get good.
But you felt like those losses were entirely your fault, and the game screwing you over.
I suck as the monster. It is a lot easier getting into it. Now, what's nice about playing as the monster is like playing as the hunters requires teamwork, and like let's say you get on a team with a guy who's like, because like you can get I got a guy last night I was playing, I didn't have my microphone in, and I might be part of the problem, but I always stick with my team. I always use my abilities. Like as long as you have situational awareness, you can usually do all right in those kinds of games. But I had a guy on the microphone screaming at us. I hear him through my TV, "Get the fuck next to my Daisy!" With Daisy is the little pet that the trapper has to track them on. "What the fuck, you guys are fucking losers." He ended up quitting the game. We ended up winning as well. So like, I can see those people, but what's nice about being the monster is you're by yourself, and like you don't have to worry about someone yelling at you. You get to just kind of relax and just be stealthy, and then pounce once you're leveled up enough. And the abilities are fun. Like the only monster I have unlocked right now is the Goliath, and you can like pick up the earth and like throw big boulders and breathe fire, and it's neat.
So
you know what the game always? Oh, sorry.
Is it just?
Go on, Kiros. You go first.
Mine is a very quick question. Is it just one monster in a match, or is it multiples? Because I've seen videos where it looks like there's like 3 monsters all at once, and I don't know if that's an ability or just
one of the monsters has a decoy ability. But it's usually only 4v1. There's only 1 monster and 4 hunters per match.
Okay.
But yeah, what are you gonna say, Abby?
Be clear.
I was just gonna say the whole game sounds to me like that one multiplayer mode in Left 4 Dead, where you get to play as zombies.
Yeah. I feel like they took that idea and made a game out of it. Because like that was the same people, Turtle Rock, and
Yeah.
I
didn't know
never.
for ages. I was like, man, that sounds a lot like that multiplayer mode in
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead. Oh, it's the same people who made Left 4 Dead. Okay, that makes some.
I
more
never
sense.
liked versus mode. Maybe this is probably why I had like second thoughts about buying. Like, I don't want to play as a monster, because when I played Left 4 Dead versus, I didn't like playing as the infected. I hated it. I didn't
because
enjoy
if you
it.
were,
Well, it was
if you
biased
spawned as-
against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you spawned as a boomer,
You're fucked.
you couldn't take a shot,
You're
because
fucked.
if you took a shot, that was it.
Yeah, that people will use teamwork, and that was fun. I mean, it was fun as the survivors, like you're playing as Bill and Francis. But
Oh, you know what I found out?
yeah,
This is an aside, but Coach was voiced
yeah,
by
Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Did you find that out
from,
in the AMA with him?
yeah, I
him?
did.
I was
like,
reading.
what the fuck? That's amazing.
I did
Okay.
not know that either. I found that out. I was reading his AMA, and I'm like, oh, this guy, he's a nice guy. What a nice guy. Oh, he's in Left 4 Dead too. What the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Coach was my dude. I love playing as Coach in there.
We're talking
I always
about The
played as
Walking
Ellis,
Dead.
but
Oh yeah, The
I
Walking
don't
Dead.
know what it's about, but
No
there's some
spoilers.
dead
It's
people in it.
about zombies, and if you're going by last week's episode, it's about finding water.
yeah, no spoilers. But last week's episode was not that great.
No, that was really bad.
Is there a
but
fish in the water?
but on the plus side, next week looks great.
They found the water.
I know what's gonna happen.
Now
so
for a straw.
Oh yeah, you read the comics. I am
I've read the comic books. Don't go on. Don't just an aside. Never ever ever go on the Walking Dead Reddit
Oh yeah.
to talk about the TV show, because everyone will fucking spoil you.
Yeah.
And no one cares about spoiler tags, because if you haven't read the comic, well,
Yep.
fuck you.
I don't go on there anymore. I don't go on there. I don't go on the Game of Thrones subreddit, which used to be okay. I don't go. Even if it is
The Game
okay,
of Thrones one used to be pretty decent.
I
and
just stay away.
then some people got lax with what they
Yeah.
classed as spoilers, and I have most of season 5 ruined for me.
I just stay away. Oh man, that sucks. I'm so sorry.
I thought that I knew maybe half of the stuff, and then I was talking to someone who'd read the books, and he's like,
yeah.
you've had the entire season spoiled for you,
God damn.
if not 2 seasons. So, sorry.
Oh my god.
That sucks. Like
This was why I read the comic book, because I was just like, I don't want anything
Spoiler-proof.
spoiled for me.
spoiler proof. Yeah.
I refuse.
There's just too much Game of
be
Thrones.
spoiled on this.
I'd like to be in an unspoiled position, but it's
Yeah,
too much work.
I was really spoiled on season 3 for the most obvious reasons, because that was the moment everyone was building up to and talking about, and then after that I was okay. I wasn't spoiled at all anymore. I haven't been spoiled since then, so everything it feels good, because I think the only reason I haven't been spoiled since then is because I just avoid everything Game of Thrones related. I avoid it, and
I
it's
thought
nice.
Was that when
that,
was it the Rolling Stone tweeted
yes.
out
Yes,
interview?
because like that was the one moment that everyone wanted to talk about, including all the publications and their Twitter accounts, and Rolling Stone magazine spoiled the fucking episode on me. Before the episode even came out. Like, what the fucking dick? Like
I knew that
God
was
damn.
happening, but I misattributed it. I thought that it was something that actually happened in season 4.
Now
I got them confused.
it's funny because someone mentioned. I remember I was spoiled on this. Now the event's called the Red Wedding. I was spoiled on this, and I remember going on the Game of Thrones subreddit, and I made a post, and I said, is season 3 ruined for me? Because someone mentioned something about a wedding and the Tullys and all this stuff, and I'm like, am I spoiled? And they misdirected me. They were nice enough to go, no, man, that the Red Wedding isn't what you're thinking, and it was. But then I'm like, okay, that's nice. It's not what okay, cool. Well, good. And I was fine again. But then Rolling Stone came along and took it and spoiled it again. Like, I was freshly spoiled on the same thing. Yeah, they were really cool about it, and they obviously, I mean, like the good people on there don't want that story twists. They want people to experience it like they did. So they don't want people to be spoiled either. I mean, unless you're a dick. So yeah, and then Rolling Stone fucked it for me again. But I've been pretty nice about that, and I've never been spoiled in The Walking Dead except for one thing, because of a guy I worked with, and I don't even really care about that one because I don't really care for the character that much. But
Okay, you got to tell me afterwards what it was.
okay, you probably know what it is. It involves a baseball bat. That's all I'll say.
Oh no way!
Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, and a baseball bat.
I was I was spoiled on that moment by a guy at work, but I'm like,
To
okay.
be fair, I think everyone's been spoiled on that moment
Yeah.
at this point.
And I'm not even worried about it because like
I don't think I have. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I don't particularly care for him, but yeah.
Really? Aw.
Yeah, we can talk about it after this.
Okay.
We can talk about the Walking Dead for a little bit after we're done doing this. Wait, did you look at the spoilers? Is that what you're laughing at?
No, I just googled Walking Dead baseball bat, and the first result, I have no idea if it's relevant, but I think it's talking about a comic, and I can't help but laugh. I will copy the line that I see,
Okay.
because I don't know if it is something that has happened in the show. But yeah, carry on.
I feel bad because I have taught.
Yeah, it's not happened in the show yet.
Interesting. That's odd.
I'm very sorry if I've spoiled it.
No, that can't be it. But I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I feel like I've talked about Evolve for a very long time. I'm very sorry.
Sorry.
I need to talk about Dandelion because I keep forgetting to talk about
Oh yeah,
Dandelion.
do it.
For the last two episodes.
Yeah, for the last 2 episodes I've been meaning to talk about this fucking visual novel and just completely forgotten. Alright, I'm gonna keep it brief because I haven't played it in like 3 weeks. But Dandelion is a Korean otome game, which is a dating sim for girls about bunny boys and cat boys, and it's amazing and you should go play it. It's really, really good.
Fluffy is the best character by far.
Nope,
Is it
I am on
But-
Team Ji-woo.
I thought you were on Team
Ji-woo.
Jisoo.
Jisoo's horrible.
Isn't Jisoo the
No, Jisoo's the
tsundere
cat.
rabbit?
No,
Okay.
Jisoo's the cat, Ji-woo is the tsundere rabbit.
All the characters have very similar names.
They're all alright, so all the characters are called Jiun, Jihei, Jiwoo, Jisoo, and Jion. So
And then there's Heejung and Heejae.
Heejun,
They are human people.
but no one
They took
no one
a
will take
leaf
the
out of
place
Tolkien's book with the Biffa Buffa Bumba, Feely Keely.
but it's
Dory,
a very good thing. And speaking of otome games, I have a Hatful boyfriend pillow on the way to me.
So do I. I need to buy a pillow to put the case on.
So excited.
Speaking of Hatful Boyfriend, we all own that game now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Mhm. I feel like we should all play that game and just see which route we end up on.
Let's do it.
Let's just
So
see
none
what
of us looking at any particular route. We're just gonna play it
Just
and
see-
see what
just
we
see
end up.
Jump
what
in.
happens.
Just jump in, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
down
feel
with
like
that.
game's gonna be super weird.
We can talk about that on the next episode.
Hopefully, I get a chance to play it before
Me too.
next episode because I am away for a week. So
I hope that I get a chance to play it even though I'm home every day.
I hope I remember. Gosh.
So do you want to do some questions?
Yes.
Very briefly say that I finished Diablo.
Oh yeah.
That's really disappointing.
I didn't ask what you were playing. I'm so sorry.
We didn't ask either of us.
I was just like, we need to talk about Majora's Mask. And
Yeah,
Dandelion.
I guess I just assumed that's what she was playing. Is that all you've been playing,
Majora's
Abby?
Mask and Dandelion.
Yep.
Besides that,
That's all I've
Dandelion?
been playing.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, today I started Tokyo School Life, which I bought because I thought this looks a lot like Go-Go Nihon Nippon, which is an awesome visual novel game teaching you about how to survive in Japan by making you
You
live
know
with two
about
girls for a week.
Suica cards and Plasmo?
Pa-
Is that right?
Pasmo.
Pasmo.
And
Plasmo.
there's Shinkansen and Konbini, and that it is completely safe if you're a girl to walk around Japan at night. You don't need an escort. This game is about a guy who's on an exchange program for 2 months to another school, and it is not like Go-Go Nippon at all. I think it's
Is it a
proper dating sim type thing.
Is it a booby game?
Well, I will read you a line
Oh,
that made me lose it, and I had to quit. So there was an incident at school, and they meet up in the evening and say, "You're overthinking this. I didn't think anything of the sort. I don't have any interest in your blubbery lumps."
oh, so it is a booby game.
It is a booby game, and they have the anime small, medium, large. So
Well,
it's gonna be a different experience that I wasn't expecting. I thought I was gonna learn about Japan. Now I'm living with 3 girls, and one of them hates me.
That's
And one
typical.
of them's an otaku, and the other one has a tanuki in her hair.
That is some
Other than-
typical Japan fare.
I want to play a booby game.
The other thing is I, for some reason, had a strange urge to play a rhythm game. So I decided to cripple my hands and buy the Hatsune Miku Project Diva second F or F second or whatever for the Vita. That game is really hard to play because the shapes fly from all directions and the rhythm is really inconsistent from one song to the next. Like you'll play 300, 130 beats per minute songs and then they'll throw a 76 beat per minute song at you. So your internal rhythm is utterly screwed and you miss everything and fail miserably.
I thought it was really weird when I saw that game in a shop here. I was like, oh my god, that's Miku in a Granger Games. What the fuck?
There were like really five Vita games in my game store, and one of them was Miku. I'm like, holy moly, who's buying this?
Holy moly!
Holy moly! Yeah, me. But I bought it digital because for some reason I didn't want to ever trade it in. That's probably just
never
impatient.
want to trade in my Miku game ever. But no, I thought that was really weird.
I think that's
Is that it? How you do? So you've only just got
so I
the first dungeon in Majora's Mask.
It's related to one of the questions that we've been asked, but I have now made it to the fairy fountain in Snowhead. Is as far as I've got right before this call started. So. Yeah. Not very far.
I didn't know about this question.
Further than I thought.
What question?
Do you guys use cheat codes and/or strategy guides for games?
Okay. Let's do that one right away. I feel like cheat codes have died.
Cheat codes themselves have. They're
Wait,
DLC
who asked the
now.
question? Someone
Nick Soriano at NYCKNAC.
Thank you, man. I always look at your Twitter avatar and I always think you have the Ash Ketchum hat on, but it's not the Ash Ketchum hat.
Is it not?
No.
Oh.
I always think it is.
In the tiny version, it does look
It's
like
very. Every time he's asked us a question, I'm like, well, there's Ash Ketchum. And there's not. I'm sorry if you think that's an insult. I think Ash Ketchum's cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys think Ash Ketchum's cool. Do you guys think Ash Ketchum's cool?
I did when I was into shipping him with Misty. Less so now.
Do you not still ship him with Misty, or are you now?
No,
what's her name?
Of course
Serena?
I do, but oh god, no. Forget that. Misty and Ash are meant to be. Okay?
I'm kind of mad that was like a kids anime and they didn't ship them. They didn't put them together because like I would like some closure on that. You know, I think they belong together.
Well, now they are shipping.
I don't think we'll ever
Ash
get it.
and this other girl.
No, what? So I don't even care that much about it.
I think
but,
they went out on a date in one.
That sucks.
They went out on a date, I think, and I'm like, but Misty, seriously.
Did Misty
it would
show
be
up
so
in a
good
more
if they
recent
brought it back
episode
and there was
grown
like
up?
a love triangle going on. No.
They
He
should
hasn't
just.
showed up since like.
No.
Man,
okay.
No,
I must have seen.
they should have just got a different protagonist for every fucking series. Probably wouldn't have been. Like, why not? Why? They did it with Yu-Gi-Oh.
The worst thing was there was an old trailer that was I think it was part of the first movie before Pokemon was this big ongoing thing that was super 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 popular. I think, and in this trailer it showed Misty grown up with a little girl, and everyone was speculating that was their daughter.
But Ash was still a kid.
But
how did we get to this from the question
they're
of
not doing
cheating?
it.
Yeah,
No, I need to talk about puppy shipping.
Wait, yeah, how did
it
we?
was Valentine's Day, and I felt really bad.
Wait, how did we get from cheat codes? Wait, what happened?
It's something about he was wearing a hat.
Oh, take that fucking hat off, Nick Soriano. You fucked it up. I'm just kidding. Leave that hat on. Yeah, cheat codes. I feel like they've died. I feel like they've become extra content and DLC and stuff like that. Like
And Easter eggs and things.
yeah, like I miss. Okay, on the subject of Evolve, like okay, you have all these skins and all the shit you could buy, and a lot of DLCs, whatever. I miss when like you bought a game and like all that shit was like an unlockable. Like you went through the game and you oh wow, I beat the game and I got this sweet unlockable, and you're discovering all this stuff and you actually unlock this shit. You don't. But like and cheat codes too. Like I remember like back in the day, like during my elementary school book fairs, I'd go in there and one of the books that was always at every book fair every year was a new edition of 101 cheat codes, and it was some weird stupid ass book. I knew all these codes already. You look them up on the internet, but I bought the book every year and I would always read it. Like
Page 1, the Konami code.
like and like all the games in the book were games I didn't even own, but I bought it anyway because it was a video game book, and I wanted to show everyone squad like games. But yeah, like that shit doesn't. I feel like they phased that out.
Did you ever used to have like a Game Shock, those sorts of things?
Yes, I was
Those were cool.
I was the kid in 3rd grade. Pokemon Gold and Silver were out, and we were allowed to have our Game Boys out in class during like free time. So that was the Game Boy Color era. I had the lime green Game Boy Color. It's beautiful. So Pokemon Gold came around, and people got wind that I had level 99 Pokemon. And I told my friend, and my friend told my other friend, and my friend told this other guy I didn't know. So eventually, people were sending their carts home with me, and I would give them Entei, Suicune. What was the electric one? No one knows. Raikou. No one cares about him. Entei, Suicune, and I was giving them level 99 limited rare candies and all this stuff, and I'll give it back to them. How'd you do that? They did not know the Game Shark. I didn't tell them I had a Game Shark. They're like, how did you do that? And I'm like, ah.
And then they try to enter their Pokemon in like tournaments, and they're like, you can't enter these. These are illegal Pokemon.
And I'm just like, I ain't gonna tell you. I'm but good.
I have not slept. That is how.
But yeah, I remember Game Sharks. They were fun.
That's the closest I've ever gotten into to using cheat codes, because I've never had a game that has had a cheat code section that I know.
Grand Theft Auto had great cheat codes. They still have cheat codes in Grand Theft Auto games. Always fun to use in there, and in The Sims, cheat codes were popular.
Oh god, yeah. Oh my god.
Motherload, yeah.
That's the cheat. Rosebud.
Strategy guides though I never used.
By strategy guide I also use walkthrough.
Yeah, the internet.
I am using a lot of walkthroughs at the moment.
Too many
water temples. If there's a water temple, walk through.
Yep.
I remember I never bought a strategy guide, but I have back in the PlayStation 1 days. My cousin and I played the X-Files game. It was a point-and-click X-Files game. That was kind of cool, but we had a hard time with it. So instead of just going online and printing out the page for the section we needed, I was like, I'm gonna Vinny, my cousin Vinny, no relation to the movie. I go, Vinny, I am gonna print out the whole guide. And it was like 50 pages of our printer paper. My parents were so mad, but I beat X-Files. So it don't matter.
I used to buy, the paperback strategy guides that you used to get.
Used to do.
Because, well, they used to give you an offer, like if you bought the Wind Waker, they'd give you a discount on the guide. So I used to get the guide then. Haven't gotten a guide in ages though, personally.
I'm surprised that the guides still get made. I'm surprised that that's still a thing, considering the internet has dozens of places with walkthroughs. And
Alan, my friend Backashift, buys them for JRPGs, and I agree with that. That's probably the best thing to buy them for. JRPGs.
If there was one for Persona, is there one for Persona? I will buy it right now.
Probably.
But yeah, walkthroughs I will use, like the Sheikah Stone in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, if I'm just stuck and need that little push. The problem is then closing the page and not just following it.
Yeah, that's
which
my
does happen on occasion
as well. Although I think Steenus might have bought me the American version of the Majora's Mask walkthrough, because it was about a quarter of the price. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. Not sure. So we'll see. So maybe I'll have one. I don't know. Question could be irrelevant come April.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question, Nick.
Good question.
Nick Ketchum.
As a follow-on, I don't feel like using a walkthrough cheapens my experience, because my experience would end right there and then if I didn't use it.
I've used walkthroughs.
I feel bitter about myself. I'm just like, I wish I could have figured that out on my own. It's really obvious once you know.
I do get that, and I do wish that I was able to do it, but I also know that if I am made to stare at a water temple for more than 3 hours and make no progress, then I'm just going to give up the game entirely.
Yeah, full disclosure, I had to use a walkthrough for most of the Great Bay Temple in Majora's Mask, because it's fucking hard. Really hard.
Temple. Of course it is.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Speaking of that,
Next.
speaking of Zelda, quick little add-on question from Raphael. He asks, "Are you excited for the next pack of Hyrule Warriors DLC?"
What is the next pack?
The final pack, the boss pack. It adds a boss rush mode, I assume, and you get to play as Beast Ganon.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
I have not touched
I hadn't
Hyrule
heard that
Warriors
yet.
since the Twilight one came out.
It comes out very soon, too.
Majora's Mask one's very, very good. Very, very, very good. No, I'm excited. I'm not as excited as I was for the Twilight Princess and Majora's
Majora.
Mask packs, because those were just fantastic packs.
It,
because you got new maps, new characters. It was great.
It kind of sucks that this is the last one. It would have been nice to see like a Wind Waker pack or something. Or
Yeah, there's a
Hyrule
weapon
Warriors 2,
in
yo.
the game that is.
oh,
There is a weapon in the game that is like the baton from the Wind Waker, which you unlock through adventure mode, and that's the closest you get to like a. No, Lana's got a Deku Leaf. But those things are the
I was
closest
gonna say, I
you
thought
get
that
to
Zelda
Wind Waker,
had
which kind of
the-
sucks.
I thought they demoed Zelda with the Wind Waker. I thought it was a bit odd that Zelda had it. What am I thinking of?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But I guess because Link's got like 7 other weapons, he probably doesn't need that one as well.
Probably. You gonna choose the next
But
question,
to
Bill?
be fair, I have a lot.
yes.
I have a lot of content. I have a lot of content still to do with Hyrule Warriors, so I'm not sad, but I will be sad when it's done because it's been a really, really, really fun game.
There's a lot of
So
content for
excited.
£14. Or was it 11? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it was.
The season pass.
Mine was $13.49.
So was Mario Kart 11, or was that also £13?
Mario Kart was 11.
Okay.
Nice.
Nintendo, good at pricing DLC.
Very good at pricing DLC. Next question comes from Raphael again. He says, "Can you sing a song for me?" No. And then he said,
You're beautiful.
"Yeah, there you go." Yeah, baby, Raphael is so cool. He always listens to the show, and he's nice.
And if he doesn't, then he's gonna never hear that, and that's sad.
I like that you're having to sing when you're ill. So not only is it bad, it's ill bad.
Yeah, right, it's so ill. That's a good. That's
I
a
don't
good
know what
word.
you're talking about.
That's a good word in rap
Bill is-
words.
Bill is a magnificent singer.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's listen to the Birdman. But he asks, how old were each of you when you started to play games?
I was 5, so it's coming up on 20 years for me.
Damn,
Which is fucking... bleh.
it's terrifying.
That makes me feel so old and
It's
gross.
terrifying. Probably about 5 for me too. The kindergarten age.
I mean, I think I played my first game maybe when I was 4, else it was 5. But it was not like my mate. It wasn't a thing that I did a lot until I was maybe 7 or 8. It was every now and again in school I'd play a game, or I'd play Tetris on my dad's Game Boy. Or this weird... My granddad had a laptop which only displayed in red and black. It was like the Virtual
Interesting.
Boy. And I played a Thomas the Tank Engine game on that. And a game where there was a ball, and you would type words in, and the ball would either become the thing you type or do the thing that you typed, and it was awesome. It was like
Well,
Scribble
Scribble
Knots,
Knots,
but
yeah.
but old
Nice.
and with just a ball.
I feel like 5 years old is probably the age a lot of people probably started.
Yeah, what was your first game?
Oh man. Shit, I don't know. I think I'm trying to think of what console I owned first, because my dad always owned everything. Like before I even played, like he always had the Nintendo, the Sega Genesis. It was probably just some like odd random SNES or Genesis game. I'm for sake of answering the
Totally
question,
memorable experience.
probably gonna be Donkey Kong Country or Pokemon Red. We're probably in there.
Mine's really weird because I played Mario Kart 64 first because my dad used to import Japanese consoles for a reason. I don't know why. So I got to play that the year that it actually came out rather than the year after. So I was just about to turn 6, but I was 5 years old when that game came out. which is bizarre to think about. Like, Mario Kart 64 is 19 years old.
Yeah, fuck.
Which blows my mind. But gaming used to be, like, the bonding thing that me and my dad used to do. So I was always, you know, you'd go and see him 6 hours every week, and we'd always play, like, Mario Kart or Mario Party or something together. So it was always, like, a big deal, so...
There was a
That's
point
why
where
I like Nintendo.
my dad and I spent about 6 hours trying to set up a LAN in order to play Worms, or Worms 2 specifically, and I would get absolutely wrecked. But it was awesome. But he would always send messages to me, and I could never work out how to send a message. So he was just talking at me, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
Speaking of playing games, no, go ahead.
One of the first games that just one of the first games I played on was Turok, and I'm like, how did I ever play that before I was 15? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why that was okay.
Yeah. There's another game I played that was like called Zoop or something like that for the SNES. It was some weird puzzle game. And Vector Man was another one I played.
Vector Man. That sounds amazing.
For the Genesis, look that shit up.
Does he teach you maths?
He's like it's like a weird Mega Man game where you're like a green thing and you shoot stuff out of your hand, and whenever he shoots it goes like bring. I don't know, it probably doesn't sound like it. if for my memory that's what it sounds like, bring, but a little higher pitch than that. I'm not gonna do it again.
Thanks.
Speaking of playing games with my dad, I would tell you about the Madden tournament I had with my dad and my cousin who was living with me at the time, because I feel like
yes, you did, because your dad got really mad and like threw the disc.
Yeah. Okay, I want to tell my story again, but
that was a good story. It's a very good story.
Here's your fucking game. He threw like a frisbee across the house. I'm usually mad about it, but he won the whole tournament. But anyway, but yeah, I think Vector Man, Donkey Kong Country, Pokemon Red. It was somewhere in that area of my first game. Cool.
Speaking of, I just want to say, to point out how far we have come. Pokemon Red, I ordered through my TV.
What?
Yeah.
What?
We had Sky, and it had very limited internet functionality.
Mm-hmm.
To the extent where I was able to order Pokemon Red and a starter set of Pokemon cards through my TV. It probably cost like 10 quid in order to do. But
yeah, that shit used to be dangerous because they used to have like press this button to vote on this reality show. Yeah. And they used to be like, my dad will never know. And used to just vote continuously and spend a bunch of fucking money. That shit was dangerous.
Damn.
Then mobile phones took off, and so that sort of went away, and it was all about texting. Spending a fortune texting. Because every text cost £1.85, plus your network rate.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, isn't it?
Now they have to tell you about it.
The only other question we have left is one that I'm not sure any of us have. Either of you two tried the Oculus Rift?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well then,
I used the first dev kit.
So Raphael wants to know if any of us ever got a chance to try it, and what do you think of it? What do you think of your time with Oculus Rift?
So I used it for maybe 10 minutes, and it was the first dev kit, so it was the 720p massive gaps between pixels. So it wasn't ideal, and I played Surgeon Simulator with the Razer motion control things. That was an experience, to say the least. I think that I would like to try the newer dev kit before I could say anything, really. I feel like the increased resolution, the decreased weight, probably helps a great deal. I think that unless they find some way to deal with the fact that you're still going to have a controller to deal with movement and things, I don't know what you can really say would play well with it.
I don't know, the whole experience to me seems a bit claustrophobic. Like, I don't like the idea of not being able to...
Yeah, not being able to see what's going on is a big... Like, I played it at Rezzed, which was like a little games show, and there were like 30 people stood behind me while I was playing, because if you beat the level, you'd get a free copy of the game, and you'd be entered into a draw for winning an Oculus. So it was really weird not being able to see people and turning around enough to know that you could be seeing people, but actually you're just seeing nothingness.
Yeah, that would freak me out.
I can't remember what there's a space game at the moment, which is basically like space parking simulator. I can't remember what it is. Is it Elite Dangerous or something? I think that has Oculus support, and I imagine that would work quite well because the controls are basically a flight stick, so it's not quite as disjointed as using a two-handed controller. You've got just a flight stick and you're flying around in your spaceship. I think that could work quite well. But otherwise, I think it's a bit early to say anything either way. Racing games would be good. Shooters, probably, as well. But the problem, obviously, is going to just be the weird disconnect of the fact that you're going to be sat down, but your brain thinks that you're walking, and trying to deal with that.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. There's something about it that irks me, I guess.
Like the 3DS, I think I'll just keep giving it a go every now and again and see what I think. Because I thought the 3DS was going to be a load of crap, and it turned out mostly okay, so...
Yeah. Better now, not as... Yeah. What about you, Bill?
I'm here. I don't have really any opinions on the Oculus Rift because I'll probably never get one. Unless it's Morpheus for the PS4, because I know my PC won't be strong enough to handle it, like to be able to really play the game like with the Oculus Rift. But I'm interested in it mainly for, like, it would be awesome for Drive Club, like playing a game like Drive Club with the Oculus Rift and being able to like turn your head as someone's passing you and like see out your window like the guy that fucking I'd shit my pants. But like, yeah. Other than that, I don't know if it's really gonna catch on that much.
I hope it does, because then people can stop going on about VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the kind of VR I imagine, though, I've got to be honest.
How else?
Like, sort of online levels of VR, that's what I want.
Full... I mean, you've got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be alive.
And we know it
didn't work
out. It didn't work out well in Sword Art. To be fair,
that's true.
I think that an Oculus system could do very well if they marketed it as a way to view 3D movies at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you didn't have to buy a 3D TV and you could just plug it into a Blu-ray player or whatever, and you just stick it on your face, because then it doesn't matter where you're sitting. It's a bit weird if you all want to watch it as a family because you're all watching. You've got these things
strapped to your face. It'd be like a silent disco. Have you ever been to a silent disco where everyone's wearing Walkmans?
Well, I haven't been to one. My friends have been to one, and they've told me about it. I don't know why I said yes so enthusiastically.
You're like, yes, I love silent discos. They are my favorite. But nah, silent discos are really weird. That's why people like, I guess. And then if you get like a bubble machine, it could be like a phone party silent disco, but with Oculus Rift. I'm going to run a nightclub when I'm older. It's going to be great.
Nothing like an old person running a nightclub.
Well, I think most nightclubs are probably ran by older people.
And that's why they all suck. Kids love the bubbles.
Hey, phone parties are really fucking popular.
I don't understand why.
Yeah. I was invited to go to a phone party once. There's a bar downtown that doubles as kind of like a nightclub. Now, the weird thing about this bar is I'll never go to this place because it's 18 to party, 21 to drink. So it's like, okay, well, there's high school kids here while I'm getting drunk. That's fucking weird. One. That's like being at a house party and someone invited their underage cousins. That's like really strange. And on top of that, there was a foam party. So not only am I drinking with my underage cousins, I'm also being covered in foam with my underage cousins. So it's like, this is great. I'm paying for this. This is awesome. I'm like, no. One, I don't want to get all wet. Have you ever been to a foam party? I've never been to one. Is it cool?
I was never invited.
I was invited to one, but decided not to go because apparently this place where, well, I don't know if it's fun parties in general, but if you get it in your eyes, it can kind of blind you a little bit. So
I thought you were going to go for the molestation.
Well,
I hear that there's a lot of that in the foam.
that wasn't a concern of mine then, but it is now, I guess.
I'm sorry for ruining foam parties. I feel like I want to apologize for the state of me today.
All right, because we can get you to agree. Like, one day, when Permadeath is super successful and we get to go to E3, we're taking you to Hooters, and you have to go.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Do they serve Coke? Oh no, it's in America. It's going to be the stupid fructose Coke.
I hate America.
God. Drinks are the worst part about America. With your high fructose corn syrup.
They have
Crippling
great
me.
water, though. They have great water.
It's all the
Always
same. It makes me ill.
Coca-Cola.
But yeah, I'm basically high on paint fumes. So
Huff and paint the whole show.
So, Hooters, yeah?
no.
Yeah, we'll go to Hooters. You can get some beer. You can look at butts, and you can eat chicken wings.
I mean, the only appealing thing about that is the wings. It's probably spelled with a Y, but wings.
I don't think
I
it
know
is.
for a fact there is a Hooters right across from where E3 is. So one day, it'll happen. You'll
Boom.
be so hungry that you'll be like, "Fuck." I guess
Yeah, but
you.
all of the people will be at Hooters, so it'll be an awful
It'll
long
be an
waiting
E3
time
Hooters party. Why isn't that the best thing ever?
because feminism and misogyny and objectification.
And the podcast right now.
Thank you for listening, everybody. We're out of questions and out of topics. We hope you enjoyed episode 5. Do you actually want me to end this? Because I'm going to end it right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you for listening to the Permadeath
Let me
Podcast,
actually
everybody.
say goodbye this time.
I hope
Bye.
it was long enough for everybody. I hope you know, you get your money's worth.
Money's worth of nothing.
On patreon.com/permadeath goes to E3.
Yeah, yeah, you can fund our whole vacation, and you ain't gonna see shit for it. Goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, Kinross.
Next time, we'll have played Hatful Boyfriend.
I just spurted orange juice out my nose.
Are you gonna say goodbye, Kinross? You said you want to say goodbye. You want to say goodbye?
Yeah, I'll say bye, and you'll have cut me off at that point.
Oh no,
Precisely.
I started to hit off you. Yeah. Also, if you donate to the Patreon, we will. Goodbye, everybody. We'll ignore you. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye, everybody. We'll ignore you.